Hello everybody, welcome to another Paranormasights stream. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since I last played it, so I'm not really... Might have to do a little bit of catching up. But, let's jump right into it. I really want to finish this game, because this game is pretty cool. So, yeah. Kind of stopped playing it because it seemed no one was having fun with it except me, the one who's actually playing it. But I want to finish it, so I just kind of want to turn on stream and not care about all that stuff today. So, how's everybody doing? Welcome. Nino, hello, welcome. Sunny, hello, welcome. And Dixie. How are all of you guys doing? So to recap, first thing that's happened was we had Shogo, who died. And then we have the married lady who's looking for a way to revive her dead son, who got kidnapped. And then we have the cops, who are part of the secret MIB type thing. The supernatural FBI type shit. And then we have the schoolgirls. And which one of the bad ends is like both of them dying or something. No way first is claimed? Who claimed it? Nino. You're too slow. Hey Sovereign, it's been a while. How are you? Friday, better believe we're chilling. Nice. Early bird gets the nuggets, exactly. Anyway. Who are we starting off with? Are we starting off with, the next day? With, the schoolgirls, or are we starting with the cops? Yeah, also part of the recap is that everyone has curses, which have special properties which they invoke to kill people. And once they've killed enough people, they're able to revive some people, I guess. So the first night is over, and now we're going over to the first day. After the curse was invoked. Was awakened, I guess. The 7 mysteries. Schoolgirls? I will do the girls. Summary of previous events. Bringing her friend back from the dead means she'll have to pay the price. Yako makes it home safely, but still isn't sure how to proceed with her curse. She worries about Mio as the night passes. 8 AM. Oh, good morning, Echo. Huh? Echo, rise and shine. Hey, Sola. Huh? You're up. It's morning, You okay? Can you remember your name? I'm Yako. Good, seems like you're fully awake. Oh, Mio, thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Still alive. I couldn't dispel the curse echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. Sorry I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all of this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh yeah, you said something about that last night. Just who are you exactly, Mio? Oh, well, the truth is, I've been trained with I've been trained in things having to do with the supernatural. Huh? You mean you can learn all that kind of stuff? Wait, you mean you can learn the kind of stuff like you would with flower arranging? I had quite the eventful childhood. What is her eventful childhood, guys? She had Bruce Willis be her dead dad. Or whatever the whatever the plot twist of that movie was. Bruce Willis ghost. Get spoiled. Sounds like it must have been tough. Yes, it would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I've ended up as an apprentice, or maybe more like assistant, to a notable paranormal expert. Happy Big Friday. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I'm sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Wow, that's amazing. That's like a part-time job you do while also being a student. Star a hairpin? Sign of what? Well, I do help maintain public order, but it's all part of my training, so I don't get any money. She's an unpaid intern, guys. Classic. Oh, you've got it rough then. But still, that really is amazing. You were so cool when you faced off against the evil spirit. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyways, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah. You have your curse stone. Now that it's daytime and its powers diminish, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right, I do have it, but... Yako? Is it really so wrong, trying to bring Michio back, I mean? I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then... Yeah, true. She's making that kissy lips again, the duck lips. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe, and what I'll put before everything else. Mwah. Sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Yako. I promise I won't use the curse no matter what, but maybe there's some other way. I just have this feeling that I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you, even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me, I'll settle things so that we can move forward. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Right, thank you, Mio. File update. Oh, it's a lot of reading. Alright, we have the collectible bird stickers. Shigema residence. Once a warrior clan with a mansion in Honjo, now a dynasty of police officials. Shigema family is one of considerable repute. The family estate was originally located some distance from the city, but the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 forced them to rebuild in a new location. The mansion was at one time a bustling place where members of the social elite mingled. 1 year ago, however, the head of the house was struck with a sudden melancholy, and ever since their mansion has stood silent as a grave. Alright. Alright, so recap, guys. Every single one of the characters holding curse stones are trying to revive people. Well, they have motivations to try and revive people. This girl, Yako, has a friend named Michio who got killed or something. It looked like a suicide, but they don't believe it was a suicide. And so she kind of wants to bring her back. The cops... I don't think the cops really have anything. Shogo wanted to revive, his love interest. That housewife wanted to revive her son. So on and so forth. So in this game, we have like 7 mysteries in this city. And every mystery is linked to a curse or something, and you need to find out how a curse works in order to fight against it or use it to kill other people. And yeah, in order to revive somebody, you need to kill enough people with a curse, basically. And we're trying to solve the mystery around the whole thing. Anyway. Back to Mio. I thought it was unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? The police are here, then something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. This isn't good. What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Okay. Mr. Junochi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. Junochi was the... Who was Junochi? It was the teacher, right? The weird teacher? Junochi. This guy, yeah. He perished with his weird hair. What? We're closing the school for today. But that's not all. I didn't know this either since I didn't watch the morning news, but... rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. But there's no way. Could it be... because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Jinochi's body was in the middle of the grounds, but his body was covered in bruises like he'd fallen from somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account his natural death and the timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying someone used their curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? That's so scary. So the curses really do kill people, and someone used it. Keep your voice down. What would happen if another curse bearer heard you? Sorry. Eep, eep, eep. She went eep. Rip. Rip this guy. Rip that guy. I wish we had a little more information, but they've locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. Hmm? That person over there. Is that Hitomi? You're right. That's unusual. Oh, but she was at the school last night, too. Yeah, so the teacher and that girl over there was at the school. They were together inside a classroom. Talking while these two schoolgirls were doing a seance or something. They were doing the Ouija board nonsense. They awakened a curse, basically. And these two were right next door talking about something kind of sus, you know, teacher and student. Male teacher, female student in a classroom together. Sus. And then this morning, the teacher's dead, so... wonder what that means. Sounds fine. You know, it was very late at night. You know, it's super dark. Everyone was supposed to be home. They were together at school. Okay, so he died. He was covered in bruises. And apparently he jumped to his death. I think the curse that killed him was the taiko. This one. I think the story about this one is that someone died and fell to their death or something. Let me see here. One-sided read. We don't have the story for that. Hunting clappers. This is a guy who was just burning to death. Fool's procession. Kills by fatal fall, one who hears its music for 30 seconds without seeing the curse bearer. Oh, it might be this one, actually. It might be this one. Wait, so which one does... which one do we have? We're playing Yako. We have Fool's Procession. Oh, I think we killed him. I don't remember what happened, but I think we're the one that killed him. I think we're the one that killed him. Oh, Spicy Davis. Someone set themselves on fire as a sign? In real life, or... Anyway, Mio. She must know something about Mr. Jinochi. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, Mio, wait for me. Wait for me. Huh. You're telling me the two of you were the ones at the school last night? No sense hiding it then. Unless I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. She owes you? Oh, yeah. Right after I transferred here, there was one bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what was it? Oh, exorcisms. So that's what it was. How can we turn around now? Why does it sound like it's about to be like, that song, I close my eyes. Dust in the Wind. The opening string from the acoustic guitar sounded like it was Dust in the Wind. In real life? Why'd they do that? What happened? Right, tell us about Jinochi. Did you hear about Mr. Jinochi? Heard about it. I've known about it since last night. I saw that asshole bite it on the school grounds myself. Ooh. You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What happened exactly? Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. What I can tell you... It was almost dawn, probably around 3. He started freaking out all of a sudden. Ran out on the ground like something was chasing him, then screamed. Somebody help me! Forgive me, Michio! Something like that while he was running around. Michio? He mentioned Michio. Was there anyone else out on the grounds? It was too dark to see from where I was. But for just a second, I think I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids. A girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids. Oh? I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I know. Then I heard him begging for his life like I was wrong. I'll do anything. Then all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him? He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I better get out of there. Then he croaked. That's all I saw. I see. But from what you've told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased down Mr. Jinochi and killed him. Now, if I know anything about that, I'm just telling you what I... Hell if I know anything about that. I'm just telling you what I heard him say. Mio's so cute. Someone's always where they're not supposed to be and happened to witness something. Well, they were together in the classroom. I don't know why they split. Did you tell that story to the police? Nope, I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit. Not like they'd believe such an insane story anyways. Right. But there must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right? Yeah, I guess. There was this one cop who always got on my case about stuff. But he died just the other day. Oh, he did. I'm sorry to hear that. Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off. You've got it all wrong. The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh? It wasn't? Yeah, this is just an unfortunate coincidence. Though I'm sure that was hard enough for you. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey, Mio, I've been thinking about something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Junichi died, it sounds a lot like how Michio died. Of course, I didn't see it myself, but the state Michio's body was in, it was like she had fallen from high up. Could they have been killed by the same curse? I don't think so. The curses of the Seven Mysteries hadn't manifested when she died. And if we can't trust what the spirit board said, then Michio died in an accident. Oh, right. Okay. Classroom last night. Hitomi, last night, before you witnessed Mr. Junichi collapse, can I ask what he and you were doing in the classroom? They were making out. You gonna tell the cops? Oh, right. With everything that happened with Mr. Junichi, they'll suspect you if you told them we saw you with him that night. Anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. You wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. If you say so, then I don't mind telling you about it. So last night, a piece of shit Junichi called me over here acting like he was gonna attack me or something. How terrible. Whatever. I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming. Calling people worthless and a cancer in society when he doesn't know shit about them. That asshole was the one always acting like scum if you ask me. Is that so? Could you tell us some more detail why he called you out in the middle of the night? It's hard to explain. Where did it start? Okay. What did you mean by Mr. Junichi acting like scum? You know Michio, right? The girl who killed herself? I don't know everything, but that creep of a teacher had some dirt on her. And he was using it to blackmail her. Call her up after school and make her do whatever he wanted. Ooh. What? What do you mean when you say whatever he wanted? I'll leave it to your imagination. Nothing that a couple model students like you would ever get involved in. No way. What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I not have known about this? Yako, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were her friend. You know she really did a number on both Michio's body and soul. She probably felt like she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone. How terrible. How do you know about this? I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him asking what he was doing. Walked in on it? Bruh. I couldn't just leave her alone, looking like she was about to cry, so I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around. She never asked for my help. She told me that she was fine and to keep it a secret. Michio. She probably thought she just had to grit her teeth till it was through. She was naive. I tried to tell her that if you give guys like that an inch, they'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft. No. No. Of course, Junichi didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand either of them, but that's as much as I was involved. And then she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it now. You do me. If you know about it, then why didn't you... You trying to say it's my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. What the hell more responsibility do I have other than what I already did? There's no point blaming Hitomi. Alright. Dirt on Michio. Did you hear what his dirt was? Nope. Never heard what it was. But from the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago. Yikes. The dick probably caught her doing something she shouldn't have been. She looked well behaved, but there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know? There must be some reason. You know, got nothing to do with me. So, last night, how did it start? Ah, right. Remember that nosy cop I mentioned who was always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple days ago. Yoshimi was his name. He was part of the juvenile division. He didn't look like a cop at all. Real rough guy, but good at looking out for folks. So he was the only one I could talk to. So there was someone like that with the police. Too bad he ended up dying. Oh, another thing. One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that act like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me that she was like me when she was my age and that she was on my side. Must have been a terrible loss for her too. Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be. And I saw him at the gardens the night he died. Oh no. But she's witnessing everything. Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to that park. Then he'd listen to whatever it was I was pissed off about. That day, he called me over there just like usual. But something seemed off about him. Like he was worried about something. Yeah, he asked me for a favor too. It was pretty unusual. What kind of favor? He handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it for him. A talisman? Yeah, just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I have it with me now. But that wasn't all. He told me that he wanted to look for a talisman Michio Shiraishi had that looked like this one. Michio? What does she have to do with this? Yoshimi had been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had a special talisman or something. But apparently Michio always avoided the subject. Talisman that Michio had. He knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said. Could there have been something that Michio couldn't tell even the police about? I know things at home were a little complicated. From what I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what she was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. Neither. So since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. There's something special about the two talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you. Hell if I know. When I looked inside, there was just some weird, kind of grimy scrap of wood. So you've seen inside it. But from the way it was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. But to be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass, I figured he had to be serious about it. Oh, and since he died right after that... Yeah, he even said to me, anything happens to me, take those two talismans. Give them to a guy named Nakagoshi at the police department. Knowing what I know now, he probably felt that something was gonna happen to him. Nakagoshi? Do you know him, Mia? No, I've just heard the name, I think. But there really is a Nakagoshi. That's a relief, at least. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy's last request. Itami. Yeah. That talisman. Would you mind if I had a look at it? Sorry, but I don't trust you at all But I don't trust you that much. It's important to me. Okay. Okay. So, last night, you were looking for the talisman Michio had. Yeah. And I figured that piece of garbage teacher would know the most about Michio. I asked him yesterday afternoon if he knew anything about her talisman. He gave me some cryptic response like, I can't talk about it now, come to school tonight. He even gave me the code to the lock on the back entrance. He seemed pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's used it for secret meetings before. Yuck. I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. So yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night. But nothing he said made any sense. Like that I was really Michio and stuff like that. He went on and on about how it was my fault and that if I only hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold of me, breathing heavily. Yikes. Were you okay? Yeah, that's right when you two showed up. I was able to get away while Junochi was freaking out. Oh my gosh, good thing you got away. So it's really all thanks to you two that I got away. I didn't get any info about the talisman, so the whole thing was just sort of a bust. Afterward, I was wondering what you two were up to, so I headed nearby. Then I saw you and old man Ashimiya talking, and then Mio showed up. That's also why I saw Junochi come back outside and bite it. So you were only here to look for Michio's talisman. Alright. I was dumb to fall for that creep Junoshi's trap so easy. It could have gone a lot worse, but I lucked out. What you described does sound like Michio killed Mr. Junoshi. She did have a reason to hate him after all. No way. You mean like that really was her ghost? Like, for real? Those who die bearing strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits, either bound to a place or roaming freely. However, it'd unusually be impossible for them to kill the living. Most don't have that kind of power. But it's possible they could possess someone close to them to act on those lingering regrets. Wonder if that's what happened. Alright then, supposing what the spirit board said is true and Michio's death was an accident, and she must have had some regret. She really hadn't given up on living, that is. I don't think she was the kind of girl who would just give up no matter what the situation. I don't really know, but she didn't seem like she had something tormenting her so much that she'd kill herself. That's all I know. Happy? I still gotta look for the talisman. Sure. Thank you, Hitomi. If you two find out anything about Michio's talisman, we'll be sure to let you know. Thanks. How am I liking this game? It's pretty good. Just rough to, It's hard to justify streaming it. A lot of reading. And I think it's tough to, tough to entertain. But today I'm just forcing myself to play it. For myself. I'm playing this game for myself. Every other stream is for you guys. This one is for me. Basically. Let me get your contact info. Where can we normally find you? Right, I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Here's my phone number. Thanks. We'll call her if we need to talk with you. And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagined. I was kinda scared at first, but not anymore. Shut up. You were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch you later. Don't die out there, okay? Thanks. Well, be careful. Should have done cops. I need to warm up my old man voice. Alright then. I got a lot of new information. Sounds like Mr. Junoshi was killed by a curse, just as we thought. Which means there was a curse bear at the school. Multiple, in fact. Multiple? You think so? Yes. The cursed echo we experienced in the school and the one that killed Mr. Jinochi seem to be different. The people in the school at the time other than us were... Mr. Jinoshi, Hitomi, and Old Man Ashimiya, who you ran into. I was thinking it would be among them, but there was one more person. Hitomi saw a girl in a school uniform with braids. From what Hitomi was saying, it doesn't seem like she's the one. Mr. Jinoshi's pretty suspicious, though. If he were a cursed bear, it would certainly explain why he was killed. Right. That's why I say there are multiple. Oh, right. The person who killed Mr. Jinoshi would have to be one too. Which means it must either be the mysterious girl or Old Man Ashimiya. Yeah, we should certainly be careful of them. That's sad. The mysterious girl and the fact that Mr. Jinoshi thought it was Michio that was attacking him has me wondering. Of course, I doubt Michio herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered. I also saw Mr. Araishi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curses given that he's the one doing research on the rite of resurrection. So we'll have to be careful of Old Man Ashimiya and Mr. Araishi. I want to believe that not all curse bears will be hostile, but... As for what to do now, I'd like to find who is responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off and how they did it. I don't think we'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. That makes sense. In which case, next we should do... What exactly? We'll need to talk with Mr. Araishi. He definitely knows something. It should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help in any way I can. But school's closed. I wonder where he could be. Let's try heading someplace someone may know where he is. Where to go then? Confidence is engaging. I hope. Oh boy. Alright. Where could that little chubby researcher be? Let's check out the bridge. Or maybe the school. We're already at the school. Let's go to the bridge then. Oh, I can't. Wait, what? It wasn't letting me click for some reason. Guess we're going to the bridge. Oh, there's someone behind us. And so... Miyokuro Suzu and Yako Sakazuki decided their next location to investigate. Oh. What? That was it? Okay, nothing really happened there. Right, cop time. Summary of previous events. Hajime Yoshimi's death, Nejima's threat of mass murder. The problems just pile up, putting the detective's goal of collecting all the curse stones in jeopardy. Tsutsumi leaves Ario to handle the investigation while he catches a quick break. What voice did I do for the old man? I don't remember. Sorry for the wait, boss, but I managed to gather some information. Took you long enough. Oh, sticker. We found a chicken. Oh, yeah, that's a chicken. Found chicken, guys. Found chicken. Surroundings. Forensics has finished their investigation, and the body's been carried away. That said, we're still closing the park to the public, at least for the time being. This place was really giving me the creeps last night, but it looks pretty normal now with the sun out. He's been up all night gathering information. Must be nice to be young and have that kind of energy, but I'm glad to have him on my side. Gave me a chance to rest up. Think. Well, we've got ourselves quite the mess. Strange deaths popping up all over the place that may or may not have something to do with the curses. We also need to keep looking into Yoshimi and Nejima. For now, we'd better start following up on the few leads we've got. Okay, so what happened the previous night with these cops was that they found a corpse here at the park. It was the corpse of the initial tutorial protagonist. And then while they were investigating, the phone call, the phone booth nearby started ringing. And then we answered it. And it was the dude that was calling was a serial killer from 20 years ago, and he's back. And he has a curse, and now he's killing people with it. And he was taunting our old man detective, saying that he will kill his daughter if he doesn't catch him. Stuff like that. So fun. Anyway, Octo area. Things at the station were pretty hectic, but I managed to get some info. Let me fill you in. Thanks. The floor is yours. Tell me about Nejima. HQ has mobilized a search unit from Nejima. But so far, we haven't received any word. Guessing he wasn't at home or at work. About that. Apparently he vacated his last known address a week ago. You serious? So we have no idea where he lives. It gets worse. I checked in with the factory he was working at. They told me he was only there for a month before he quit. Hold on a second. You're telling me nobody caught that? Well, I had the same thought, so I spoke to his probation officer. Turns out he'd been doing house visits and interviews but never bothered checking on his workplace. He also said he'd lost track of Nejima when he moved to a new place. Jeez, that's just sloppy. I've heard that they were giving parole to just about anyone these days because they're running out of room in the prisons. Which also means that there aren't enough probation officers to go around. Dude's probably overworked. So Nejima got the fuck about unsupervised. God damn it. That asshole is annoyingly good at faking remorse. Or insanity. Whatever the situation calls for. Back when I arrested him all those years ago, just talking to him left a bad taste in my mouth. He's probably hiding under a false name, which will make it hard to track him down. That'd explain why he so brazenly made contact. That asshole. He's mocking us. Well, for now, the paperwork to circulate his name and mugshot is being filed. It's gonna take way too long. We only have until dusk. Why is... Hello? Why can't I talk to my guy? There we go. Speaking of Nejima. Yeah? Did you manage to reach to your daughter? It would be best to put her into protective custody as soon as possible. Not yet. I can't reach her. They called, but she's not picking up. Wasn't home when I went to the house either. That's not good. Does that mean she never came home? And why weren't you the one trying to reach her? Shut up. I don't have her contact info, alright? Damn, she really doesn't trust you, huh? Either way, I told her mother that it was an emergency and that we'd send an officer to find her and get her to safety. She was real reluctant, but I got her to agree. Guess that explains why you got divorced. But if you, her former father, can't find her, how the hell did Nejima do it? Former, huh? That cuts deep. Sorry, boss. It just kinda slipped out. Anyway, I suspect it has something to do with his curse Echo. Back on the topic already, huh? He said his curse could kill a lot of people in a short time. It may even allow him to act from a distance. Oh, one-sided read. What was that story about again? Something about a man stalking a woman who goes insane and chops her up? Right, one of the more gruesome of the 7 mysteries. These controls are killing me. I'm pressing buttons. It's not taking any of my inputs. As for Najima's whereabouts, all we can do is throw more people at it till we find something. I'll check in with the HQ frequently to see if they've got any updates. Alright, tell us about Hajime. The buttons, they do nothing. I asked around Sumida's Community Safety Bureau where Yoshimi was stationed. It seems like he was investigating the apparent suicide of a girl named Michio Shiraishi. Right, Yoshimi's the dude that was the cop that the girl was talking about. The girl with the bob? The girl with the 80s hairstyle? The 80s mom hairstyle? It's crazy because my mom had the same hairstyle. in her pictures. Valivinatorian, thanks for the follow, welcome. I mean, I think this game is set in the 80s, I think. I don't really remember, but yeah, she was, she had that hairstyle of that era, basically. But anyway. Right. Yeah, I heard about that. He was trying to determine whether it really was a suicide. Looking to the height of the building, the force of the impact, her wounds, all that. He must have suspected some kind of foul play, because he ordered a full investigation. No cell phones and internet? Yeah, this was when you need a payphone. This was when payphones were, king. He must have suspected some kind of foul play, because he ordered a full investigation. But it had already been deemed a suicide, and his superiors told him to not go stirring things up. Huh. What was the evidence? Well, according to the report I found on his desk last night, the body was found at the foot of a building, a ways away from the road. There was no evidence of vehicular collision, so it was ruled a suicide, but he thought there was more to it. Yes. A truck or other flat-faced vehicle traveling at high speeds could have inflicted similar damage. In other words, sometimes a traffic accident can look an awful lot like a fall. There's a chance that it wasn't suicide. But what a terrible way to go. There were no brake marks on the road, meaning it would have been a hit and run. The vehicle would have hit her without slowing down at all. This is turning into quite the grisly case. Figured out the content solution? What do you mean? But the vehicle couldn't have come out from a collision like that unscathed. Exactly. So I asked the traffic bureau to keep an eye out for any vehicles with frontal damage. But I haven't heard back from them yet. I don't think they're looking very hard. So we've got no proof. That's sad. If it was a traffic accident rather than a suicide, it's possible that someone silenced Yoshimi because he was on the verge of discovering the truth. That's true. You think the driver's the one who did him in? Not quite. Yoshimi had already talked to forensics and the traffic bureau, right? His death wouldn't have covered things up. You're right on that. Even if the suicide was a cover-up for a hit and run, doesn't seem like enough reason to kill a cop. Oh, that's right. Unrelated, but I got something else too. I managed to get a hold of Michio Shiraishi's address. Yoshimi went there a bunch over the course of his investigation. Might be a good idea for us to drop by too. Good thinking. Hopefully that'll give us some more leads. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. Why post 5-minute long videos on TikTok when I can post 6 to 45 seconds? I mean, duh. Are you making the, you're making those Discord videos? What are you gurring me about? I thought you had the TikTok shit dialed down. You're the one with TikTok in his name. SMH. Why am I gotta be the one to go duh at you? I don't know, man. Do whatever. More Hajime. Don't know which one first to do. I don't know which ones are... I don't know which ones are happening, but... I don't know, do whatever. Remember the girl Yoshimi met with the day he died? One Hitomi Okuda? Community safety didn't have any contact information for her on hand. Not even an address? Well, they had her parents' information, but when I called, they said they hadn't heard from her in a month. Lots of family issues from the sound of it. They even said they didn't want anything to do with her anymore. That's sad. She still goes to school once in a while, so we might be able to find her there. Not sure we really have the time for a stakeout right now. But she could be a key witness. Can't we have community safety track her down for us? We can ask, but it might be tricky to get it done today. For starters, Komagata High School is closed today. Really? Was there more to it? You could say that. I'll explain more later. Alright, but if it's not something we can do today, we may have to forget about it. Let's move on then. I got some information about Yoshimi's fiancée from Community Safety. Her name's Mayu Chozoa, 27 years old. She works as a beautician in the area. Look, I even managed to get a picture of her. She sure is a beauty. But... oh boy, here it comes. But what? Community Safety hasn't been able to contact her since Yoshimi died. Not by phone or at her house. In other words, no response. Dead silence. There it is. Can't things just be easy for once? Ooh, she is kinda hot. That hairstyle's very 80s too though, I think. I do love the circle earrings though. I'm weak to short hair and circle earrings. I see. It's definitely starting to look suspect. A crime of passion, perhaps? It's fairly common for people to be killed by a lover or a spouse. But Yoshimi was well liked, and they've been together for over 10 years. You never know. Things could be different behind closed doors. I guess so. But we'll have to consider the opposite scenario too. It could be that the same person who was out for Yoshimi is after his fiancée as well. She could be in danger. You're right. Either way, she's important to the case. HQ already has people looking for her. We'll know as soon as she's found. Right. Curse bearers. Tell me about the curse bearers. At the moment, we only know the identity of 4 curse bearers, you included. Yutaro Namigaki had the foot-washing mansion, and Hideki Araishi had the ever-burning lantern. We've got both of their curse stones. And there's Nejima who claims he has the one-sided read. Yeah, that about sums it up. We'd better figure out who the remaining 5 are, quick. How should we go about looking for them? There's no point in searching blindly without a lead. Let's focus on other things for now. Tracking down Nejima may lead us to the other curse bearers too. Either way, he should be our top priority. He could do some real damage if we don't get him. I also want to look a little more into Yoshimi. I've got a feeling there's some connection there. Yeah, boss. Sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Serial killings. A total of 3 mysterious deaths were confirmed in the area, including the one in this park. So let's start with that one, the young man we found here. Rip. He's been identified as Shogo, 25 years old. Office worker. Died of asphyxiation due to water in the lungs. He drowned. He drowned? In the middle of the park? That's not possible. It's gotta be a curse we're dealing with here. About that, boss. Isn't this park associated with one of the 7 mysteries too? Yeah, the Whispering Canal. That's right, the Whispering Canal. We need to call Gojo. We should call Gojo. Wait, Sunny, did you change your name? You changed your name. Why though? Does seem like there'd be a link between canal and death by drowning, don't you think? Sharp thinking, Ario. We're starting to get the hang of this. So, let's assume they're related. What's next? Before that, the body of a woman was found behind a residential complex in Kamezawa. The victim has been identified as Taoko Hayashi. 29 years old, she was an office worker who lived on her own. As for the cause of death, well... Yes? The entirety of her body was crushed by some kind of strong external force. Crushed? No murder weapon was discovered in the area, but considering the way she was found, we're looking for something large, flat, and heavy that could have crushed her in one fell swoop. Hang on, are you saying she was stepped on, meaning... Which one was this? Oh, Washing Mansion, I think? Let me look. 7 mysteries. Fool's Procession. This is the one where she fell to her death. Yeah, fell to her death. That's Fool's Procession. Beckoning Light. Don't know about this one. Haunting Clappers was the dude that was on fire. Evergreen Beach is the one... It's the dude that was hanged. Look at his tongue. Goes blah. That's him. Aiko. Washing Mansion. Kills by crushing one who hears the command wash. Okay, so it's the Foot Washing Mansion. Because they die by crushing. I was right. Foot Washing Mansion. Exactly. Crushing is the Foot Washing Mansion's modus operandi. The place the body was discovered is also known to be related to the 7 mysteries. That is this Omega Key's doing. Shit, I knew he'd used it. Judging by the amount of soul drugs, the victim was just a regular person, not a curse bearer. Guess we should report this to Paranormal Affairs. Got it. And as for the 3rd victim, he was identified as Kohei Junochi, 32, teacher at Komagata High. He was found at the school's courtyard. Nice try, Nino. Cause of death appears to be external trauma from a fall or heavy blow. The impact crushed his arms and legs. Since he was found in the middle of a courtyard, he couldn't have fallen from the gymnasium or the main building. A teacher dying at school. And not just any school. Komagata houses one of the 7 mysteries. Fool's Procession, I think. Right. It's where the Fool's Procession is supposed to be. Too big of a coincidence. We can't rule out the possibility that his death was also the work of a curse. Ah, so that's why the school's closed. That's right. I see. Either way, it seems all 3 victims can be tied to the 7 mysteries. There's probably a curse bearer at the center of it all, pulling the strings. But you've got a point. All these strange deaths do point in one direction. You're insecure. Don't know what for. I know. Done with the One Direction meme. That's right, and Hajime's case wasn't all that different either. He also died of a mysterious cause in a place connected to the 7 mysteries. Problem is that the timing doesn't match up. He died before the curses were activated. Could he have been hit by a different curse? One that didn't have anything to do with the 7 mysteries? That's a thought, but... What if this is like the Holy Grail War? You know, it's like, it's just on a cycle, you know? Maybe the last, Maybe the previous one ended with this guy dying and Michio dying, and then now we have these new ones. It's just fate, guys. It's the Holy Grail War. But it's the 7 Mysteries of Honjo War. That's it. Sukuna's work. I'll be real, guys. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch what's the name of that show? JJK? I don't see myself ever watching that show. It just seems mid. JJL? Yep, JJL. Big L. It seems mid. I mean, it's probably cool, but I need good writing. And from what I hear, that show does not have good writing. Like to know what my top 10 anime are? Alright, I'm gonna open my anime list. Because I have a list. My top 10 anime. Where's my list? Oh, that's manga. Alright, my 10 out of 10 scores. I have Cromartie High School. That's a 10 out of 10. I have Perfect Blue. Hara no Kyokai 5. Madoka Magica. That's number 4. Please wait. Alright, I'll slow down. Alright, let me... I can do this in a good way, I think. Sukuna glazing is insane in JJK. I'll do a desktop capture. Right, number 1. Well, this isn't exactly number 1. This is just a show that has a 10 out of 10 score for me. I have 15 shows on my list that has a 10 out of 10 score. And this is not Game View. Let me finish. Alright, let me finish. I have 15 anime that I've given 10s out of 10s. And one of them is Cromartie High School. This is a very funny show that's supposed to be like a weird, like, just throwaway adaptation of this gag manga. But what ended up happening was a fucking masterpiece of a gag fucking anime. And it was just so funny. Very absurd, very low quality, and just very... I can't really describe it other than just watch it for yourself. It's pretty funny. There's a robot, there's a gorilla, there's fucking... what's his name? There's Queen in there. It's absurd and it's really funny. I mean, coolest thing, it's just a regular Japanese high school. Yeah, and he's right. This is a regular Japanese high school. Yeah, that's Freddie Mercury. He's in here. And that should be enough reason for you to watch it. Yeah, Freddie Mercury's in there. Alright, my second anime. Well, this is just on my anime list sorting. This is not how I sort them, but I have Perfect Blue in here. It's a psychological... not horror, but it's a very psychological show. Made by, what was his name? What was the dude's name? Satoshi Kon. Yeah, this guy. It's a Satoshi Kon movie, and it's pretty good. If you've seen the movie Black Swan, it's taken a lot of themes from this. Basically, and it's pretty good. It's about that insanity of the popular celebrity girl, basically, of being a celebrity. Pretty cool. Then I have the 5th movie from Kara no Kyokai. The Mujunra-san, basically. I don't know, I just really like this one. It's not, I wouldn't say it's objectively a 10 out of 10, but I liked it so much that I gave it a 10. It's just a very solid movie in terms of the PARANORMASIGHT series, and there's 7 movies in that series, and out of all of them, this is the best in my opinion. So you ever watch PARANORMASIGHT, you have to watch all of them though. It's the thing. This is in there. Very cool battle scenes. It's animated by Ufotable as well. This was before they went crazy with the Fate series. So it was PARANORMASIGHT first that walked so Fate could run and Demon Slayer could run. And then number 4, I have Madoka. Because Madoka is a Madoka is just, it's just so good, man. The visuals, Sakuga, the deconstruction of the magical girl genre, and then there's the insanity that comes with some of these characters. Love it to bits. Madoka is a 10 out of 10 for me. Next up, I have Fate Zero. My favorite storyline from Fate and that fucking universe. And it's crazy because this is not written by Nasu at all. Because I think Nasu's not a very good writer. Unfortunately. Nasu's a very good world builder. However, he's not a 10 out of 10 writer. Gen Urobuchi, however, is really good at writing shit. So with him writing the story for Fate Zero, it just makes sense. This is so fucking good. Fate Zero, amazing. Been typing in a different chat this whole time? Where have you been typing? What is wrong with you? This is the only Fate you watch? Honestly, you're not missing out on much if this is the only one you watch. You watched Peak and that's it. You watched Peak, and it's okay if you stopped here. I would not blame you for stopping at Fate Zero, because it does not get any better than this. This is the best of the best, in my opinion. Alright, moving on. You need to see Stay Night? Brother, I read Stay Night. I read the visual novel, the original one. I read Tsukihime. I can't. Nasu is okay, it's just he's not... I've seen the best and the worst Nasu can write. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, moving on. Nichijou. Nichijou is kind of in the same vein as Cromartie High School, only that it's cute and very wholesome. So also the way KyoAni, the KyoAni? I don't remember. Yeah, it was KyoAni that worked on Nichijou. And Nichijou, it's just so good, man. It's how do you call that? It's food for the soul. That's what I would call Nichijou. It's got absurdist humor. It's very nice. Do I know Asobi Asobase? I watched that show. It was pretty good. I loved it. Not a 10 out of 10 though. It's like a good 8. Yeah, not much to say about Nichijou. Except that it's really good and I love it. And everyone should watch it at least once. I mean, every show I'm gonna mention here is something that people should watch at least once. Yeah, Nichijou's a classic for sure. Number 7, I have Hunter x Hunter 2011. Not much to say other than I've watched this show 4 times. All 150 episodes. 4 times! Finished my 4th rewatch a couple months ago, and it's still really fucking good. You don't think you will? Well, you're missing out. And fuck you. Get out of here. No, it's fine. So long as you don't slander Hunter x Hunter, you're fine. You can live, so long as you don't slander. If you do slander, you're banned instantly. Anyway. Hunter x Hunter is really good. I love my show about two boys being really good friends with an asterisk. And yeah, love them. Love the writing. I'm more so just how, like, very impressed in how Togashi can, how do you call that? Togashi can weave stories together, and the way he would like introduce new characters while reusing old ones. He is really good at that, and I really appreciate that. I like seeing older characters getting reused for stuff. Like my favorite arcs basically would be, I mean, you know, people complain about Chimera Ant being so long, but if you divide Chimera Ant into two distinct parts, Chimera Ant is very good. Like #1 up there right now. And #2 for me would be York New City arc. Because it's just kind of like that Game of Thrones writing, you know? Where there's so many moving pieces on the board and you need to like keep track of what each character knows and doesn't know. And it's just so cool when people have their revelations and shit, like, oh god, this is what's happening. And it's just so it's just really, it's peak writing. Peak writing. I mean, some arcs are kind of weak, but everything else, when it's really good, Hunter x Hunter is like super good. Crazy good. Can't wait until Dark Continent Expedition gets animated. That's never gonna happen, man. I've given up. I'm just happy with what we have. #8. Fate Zero, 2nd season. It's only there because the entire show is pretty good. Anyway, next up I have the 1st season of Attack on Titan. I know people are like, nowadays they're like kind of downplaying how good Attack on Titan was, but it really is really fucking good, you know? The ending, people complain about the ending, but I liked the ending. It was cool, I love the ending. Not much to say, except this is basically a classic that we experience in modern day. That's Attack on Titan. Been waiting for it to finish. It's been done. I rated some of the seasons a little bit lower. Like season 2, I gave like an 8. Season 3, I gave a 9. Season 4, I don't think I finished, but I've completed the manga long ago, so I read the manga, got the ending. But anyway, next up, I have Sangatsu no Lion, 2nd season. This is another one of those shows where it's just food for the soul. Very wholesome, very very, how do you call that? Very inspirational and very, it's very it teaches you about life, kind of. It's one of those shows. It's very cool, and I like it for that. Oh, if anything, I should probably also rate Ping Pong while I'm at it. Ping Pong, the animation. I completed this just a few days ago, and I think... I'm giving Ping Pong a 10. Ping Pong is actually really fucking good. Never mind the art style, I like the art style, actually. For the story it's telling, the art style fits perfectly for the story it's telling. It's amazing. I love Ping Pong. It's also another show about sports and fucking teaching people about life, basically, without being in your face about teaching you about life. And I find that pretty impressive. And I was actually basically... I was almost crying at the last episode, really. I mean, from the very first episode, you could kind of have an idea of where stuff might be going, but the way it's executed is just mwah, chef's kiss. I'ma cook the pizza. Amazing show. Alright, show number 12. Dororo. This show was fucking slept on when it first came out. And it was so fucking good, man. I loved this show. It looked so good. It was animated so well. The story was so cool. The revenge story was so cool. I mean, this is like a remake of an original Osamu Tezuka anime, but they expanded on a bunch of things from the original, as far as I know. And Dororo here, also really heckin' good. I love the opening show by Joe Obachi and Queen Bee, I mean. And the ending song, I think, was okay. It was from the ending song was from Asian Kung Fu Generation. It was also pretty good. But yeah, this show, 10 out of 10. Amazing show. Show number 13. I'm going fast because I want to go back to my visual novel. Number 13. Number 13, Vinland Saga, of course. Season 1, fucking great. I loved season 1 of Vinland Saga. I mean, I'm caught up with the manga, and I do really like the farm arc. I haven't finished season 2 yet though. Not that I have to. I'm caught up with the manga. I probably want to like rewatch season 2 from the very beginning. But Vinland Saga is another classic in the making. It's now all about whether or not it hits the ending it needs to hit. And I'm sure it's going to hit that ending. And it's gonna be a sad one. You just know it's gonna be a sad ending because if you look at the history... Spoiler alert, by the way. If you look at the history, the Nords, the Vikings, Thorfinn, they get kicked out of Vinland. So now it's all about how that will happen, how that's gonna be written. And I hope it's a very well executed ending. But it's heading towards that. Anyway, that's Vinland Saga. Next up, oh. Yeah, season 3 of Attack on Titan. I already talked about how good Attack on Titan was, but season 3, like the second half of season 3, and how the revelations happen in here. Fucking amazing. Just chef's kiss. Isayama. Great writing. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you want in your Burger King burger is foot fungus. We have Bocchi the Rock. This is more so just me being really everything about this show just captivated me, really. It's not like it went out of its way to improve upon the source material, and I went on to read the manga afterwards, and it's really not like the anime. And the anime is just so good in ways that the original manga couldn't. And you know, the way they made the songs are fucking perfect. Some of the scenes in the anime were just so creative and really fun, and I really relate to Bocchi in the way that I would like this is weird, but I do tend to like space out in a lot of like social gatherings. I would space out, I would be drifting off into some other universe, and it's put me in a bunch of weird situations and stuff growing up and stuff. So I really related to Bocchi. And one thing that was really inspiring about Bocchi is that she even though she had a lot of help from her friends, right, she always took the first step for herself. And there's nothing more inspiring than that for me. So I love Bocchi. She's definitely one of the reasons I'm still here. To be honest. And I don't really say much. I mean, some people don't really like it. Some people like to hate on it because it's just not... They just don't get it, you know? They think it's K-On, but... modern, but it really isn't K-On. There's nothing happening, you know? Bocchi, there's something happening. Some people just fail to realize that there's something happening. But anyway. Wanna watch it, but you don't know how much you'll enjoy it as a freelance musician? I think you might enjoy parts of it. Are you gonna be hella jealous? I wouldn't say so. I think you would relate to some stuff that happens for musician parts. I think you'll understand. I think you'll relate to some parts of it. Maybe. I don't know how similar the Western band scene is to the Japanese band scene, but the stuff that happens in here are kind of relatable. Are kind of I think you would be able to relate to in some ways, I think. Yeah, Bocchi's Rock was great. I do wish they would adapt that story with Nijika and her sister, but that's spoilers. That story makes me cry a lot. Just thinking about that story is making me I'm choking up thinking about that story. Because it's about their mom and my story with my own mom. Stuff like that. But anyway, moving on. According to your friend who moved to Japan for music, there's similarities? Well, you might be able to have fun with it then. Even if you don't really enjoy the antics of Bocchi. Because some people really hated Bocchi for her antics, but for me, I related with her a little bit too much, I guess. With the daydreaming sequences. Because that happens to me a lot. She's my ADHD kin. Alright, my last 10 out of 10 show, which is very controversial. Very, very controversial 10 out of 10. Trigun Stampede. This re-adaptation, reimagining, remake, reboot of the original Trigun series is so fucking good. I cannot stress how much I fucking love Trigun Stampede. In ways where the original show failed, this show improved on it so much, and the way they rewrote how the story starts, I think is so good. I mean, some people complain about how Vash is so much more of a moody guy in this, but I don't know, those people don't remember how moody Vash was as well in the original show. I also went back to read the manga, and Vash was moody as fuck as well. And for Trigun Stampede, I think he was moody enough. I mean, he was a little bit too moody, I guess, but there was enough levity in him to keep him being the same Vash we all know and love. At least in my opinion, he's still the same Vash I know and love. But people just can't, you know, people don't like the new haircut. People don't like don't like how more emo he is. But I do. I appreciate it way more. Especially considering that, spoilers, they wrote this to be the origin story. Because in the original show, the July was already gone. But here, they rewrote the timeline so that it all leads up to July exploding instead. And I think it's a way, way better story to be told that way compared to the old story. And I think I really enjoyed this one so much better. And how do you say this? Damn, I forgot. The character writing in here is also just so much better as well. So I'm really looking forward to the next season, which I think will wrap everything up. Because they were hinting at the people that were gonna come over to Planet Gunsmoke from Earth. I haven't been there at the manga yet. It's just the manga is so hard to read. I've been trying to read Trigun Maximum, and it's just so hard to read. No offense to the artist, but his art is so hard to parse. Like, there's some cool action scenes going on in there, but you just will not understand what's going on until you like take 5 minutes to take a look at everything that's happening. It's pretty hard. Am I also a writer? I used to write stuff. I mean, I wasn't good at it, but I love dissecting how people write stuff. Because I don't know, I just enjoy looking at how people write things. Even though I don't write anymore. But anyway. Dragon Stampede. Controversial opinion. 10 out of 10. People will crucify me for this opinion, but I think it's better than the original adaptation, and people have rose-tinted glasses. I'm sorry. Also, anyway, I mean, Dragon Stampede in a way is kind of like a retro, like it's like retrofitted to be like a prequel at the same time, while it's also like a retread of the same story. But anyway, that's enough about Dragon Stampede. Here's my 9s, by the way. I have Ava at a 9. I didn't really like the last 3 episodes. I liked those last 3 episodes, but it was tough, you know, because it felt Evangelion was unfinished, basically. I haven't seen the movie yet, though. I have the... Which one is this? Oh yeah, the Rurouni Kenshin story where he's like trying to save Tomo. That one's pretty good. I have Tue-Thu, another controversial opinion. I have 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist higher than Brotherhood, because I genuinely like 2003 better than Brotherhood. I have Initial D, Akagi, first season Bakemonogatari, Panty Stalking. If you want to watch Panty Stalking, you should watch it in English dub. It's really fucking good. Above Brotherhood, yes, above Brotherhood. I like the writing in 2003 better than Brotherhood. It's just so much grittier. So much grittier, so much darker. The character writing is better. It's just, Brotherhood just did not satisfy me in terms of the character writing. The character writing in Brotherhood is just a little bit more shallow. It's shallower to me compared to 2003. Because 2003 focused on the characters so much more than Brotherhood did. And it went into the psychological aspects of it more compared to Brotherhood. Whereas Brotherhood was just, hey, we're gonna save the world, we're gonna punch God. And I like that, but I don't know, I just wanted more. I enjoyed the tinier details from 2003 better than I do Brotherhood. And so overall, as a person that likes tiny details better, 2003 stands out to me better than Brotherhood. Where's Gurren Lagann? I never watched it. I watched the first movie, but I can't bring myself to enjoy Gurren Lagann and any of those shows from Trigger. I'm gonna keep it real. I tried watching what's the name of that show? I tried watching Kill la Kill. I just got bored to death. And I think Gurren Lagann's in the same vein. I think I'm gonna get bored to death watching Gurren Lagann. I was kind of bored watching the first movie, to be honest. And I mean, I guess that's kind of my mistake, because Gurren Lagann is, I mean, the movie is like a retread, and like it's like got snippets and stuff. It will take a lot of stuff out. But yeah, I only watched the first movie, figured out I was bored, and then I didn't watch the rest. So I don't see myself ever watching Gurren Lagann, unfortunately. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you guys want to watch Panty Stalking, watch it in English dub. It's really good. I'd say the English dub is better than the Japanese audio for Panty Stalking. It's so much better. This is the one time the English dub is actually better than the original audio. It's unfortunate, but Panty Stalking with its like American setting just fits so well with the English dub. So there's that. I have the third Madoka movie. That was pretty good. I have Hyuga. That's my comfort show. Shinsekai Yori. This one from the New World. Amazing psychological show. Really will fuck you up. Also fucks up the people inside it. Love that shit. Zetsuo no Tempest. This show was a 10 out of 10 until the 9th episode. After the 9th episode or something, this show was like, this show became a 5 really fast. But before that, because this show, very first episode in, like all the way until let me see here, episode 9, episode 10. The first 10, 11 episodes, so fucking good, man. And it's mostly just two dudes talking to each other, and it's peak fucking writing. I love Zetsuo no Tempest. It's so good. There's just something really compelling about just something about like writing, like the way this was written. It was just so compelling that even though on the surface it's just two dudes talking with a barrel, right? And there's a barrel with a corpse in it, and it's just two dudes talking, and it was so compelling for 10, 11 episodes. And I don't know if you can ever beat that. It's just so unfortunate that after it, everything goes to shit. But if you like shows where people just fucking talk, and there's like a cool mystery and intrigue to whatever they're talking about, this is definitely one of those shows. At least for the first half of it. Amazing. Anyway, moving on. Nagi no Asakara. The show was okay. I do like it a lot though. This one's also very character driven. It's about like this very big relationship geometry thing where people like each other and stuff like that, and it gets really complicated and stuff. I mean, if you guys notice, I really like character writing, and this is one of those shows that has really good character writing as well, even though some people might dislike it. But I mean, the overarching story is kind of whatever, right? But I really like the character writing. That's one of those shows. Gargantia. This was also a really good show. This one's also heavy on character writing, although it's more focused on just the one character, but really good. This is also written by Urabuchi. Again, same dude who wrote what's his name? Fate Zero. Koe no Katachi was really good. I just don't like some of the characters. There's Ajin. Ajin's super fucking good. Yeah, there's a lot of 9s in here. I don't watch a lot of anime actually, but yeah, if I really like a show, I really love it. But I mean, I used to watch a dozen shows a month back then. But now I need to I can't push myself to watch something if I know I'm not gonna like it. So anyway, that was it. Hope you guys liked my anime list. What's my lowest rated show? Let's look. It's probably Pupa or something. These are unrated. Let's move up. Oh, I handed 2 1s. This show, I gave the show a 1. It's so bad. I hate the show so much. I don't know what else to say. I just hate it. The main girl, the lead girl, is so trash. Nothing about her makes fucking sense. The lead guy is so dumb, and nothing about him makes sense too. And because nothing about the 2 lead characters makes sense, everything else falls apart. This show sucks ass, and if you liked it, I'm worried about you. You should talk to a therapist. Evil or Live? Evil or Live? This thing... I don't know what to say. This was just so bombastically bad. And a part of me really liked it. Even though it's like super bad. It's like one of those shows where it's so bad you can't help but enjoy it. So yeah, that's basically it. It's pretty shitty. It's a bunch of these high schoolers who get sent to prison because they're addicted to computers or some shit, apparently. And the amount of bullshit that happens in the prison is just so... It's just so awful, man. So bad. So fucking bad. But yeah, it's a 1 out of 10. Awful. Goblin's Crown. Goblin Slayer movie. Trash. The Spider Show. The Spider Isekai. Fucking sucked. The what was this called again? What was this called? What was the short? Danmachi? This one, the sword girl spin-off. Fucking sucked, boring as fuck. Pupa was some other shit. Brynhilder was also some other shit. Axel World was fucking trash. There's a bunch of really shitty ones. Man, I really love the manga for Negima, but these adaptations are trash too. But anyway, that's it for that's it for trashing stuff. You guys had my best and my worst. And I'm appalled I watched all of those shows, really. But hey, I wouldn't have my immaculate taste now if I never had to see any of those bad shows. You know? To build a palate, you must experience a bunch of things. And that includes awful things. Aramanga, I gave it a 4, I think. But anyway. That was it. How long was I talking about that for? Odabe Cantabile? No, I never saw that. I do know there's a dude in Hunter x Hunter that has that power. I think he says that fucking no Odabe Cantabile, and he fucking dies or some shit. I don't remember. Anyway. Thanks for the detour. You guys really took me on a ride. Anyway. What was happening here? You guys distracted me. Alright. Alright, we were talking about how Yoshimi died. The cop that was helping the girl with the hairstyle from the 80s. And Michio. Alright, where were we? Okay, so Aru asked, could he have been hit by a different curse, one that didn't have anything to do with the mysteries? And then Tsutsumi said, that's a thought, but if that were the case, we'd be dealing with a powerful practitioner, one who could pull off a curse like that without using a curse stone. There aren't many people in this day and age who could do something like that. Oh, really? I see. I don't know too much about that stuff. I'd be more surprised if you did. Serial killings. Well, looking at these stats, seems like many of the curse bearers acted last night. Well, we can't rule out that there were more killings from which the bodies haven't been found. Yikes, I hadn't thought about that. But there is one silver lining. Judging by my own curse stone, it seems that the curses can't be activated while the sun's out. Oh, that's great news. So basically, we're safe during the daytime. Exactly. It's also likely why Najima gave us till dusk. Ah, he must have known the curse stones couldn't be used during the day. Either way, we got till nightfall to settle this. It's time we flushed out the other curse bearers. Aye, boss, let's do this. And that's about it. Shall we continue our investigation? We could go to the high school to look into Hitomi, or to Michio Shiraishi's house to find out more about her. Move. I think I want to go into Michio's house. Also, this didn't finish apparently. So maybe we restart this and pick a different place. Alright, boys. Boys. Now let's skip through this and pick the right answers. Name is Yako. We got the cool chime. Wait. I think I can, 1 second. Oh, never mind. We just gotta sit through this very long fucking segment. Well, where would we investigate? I mean, the school, right? Because they said we could sneak in through the back entrance. So maybe we try that. After talking to, Hitomi. Right, Junochi died. Alright, guys. Was there any of my, top 10 animes you guys, related to? Are there any of those you guys saw? Or have seen before? I don't think, my 10 out of 10s are very popular. Yeah, I'm kind of a contrarian. I'm a little bit of a contrarian. I mean, it's cool though, right? That there's shows where, some people like me will think it's a 10 out of 10. And while most people will think it's like trash. But me, I'm built different, you know? I'm built different. A lot on the list you have to get to. Most of them you haven't seen. Well, you gotta go see them then. Understand how my taste isn't trash. I have impeccable taste. I'm reading this one because we couldn't get to pick this, this option earlier. Because I ignored it. Just in the ones that you said have good character writing? Yeah. I mean, Ping Pong's the most recent for me. So if you... I would say Ping Pong is definitely up there. It's a little bit more, I wouldn't say it's super subtle, but if you look deeper into how some characters are written, it's pretty good. Everything makes fucking sense in that show. There's nothing wasted in that show. It's so fucking good. I actually really liked Ping Pong. It's like actually a 10 out of 10. Genuinely a 10 out of 10. Cromartie Coco, yeah. Cromartie High School is pretty fucking funny. If you just want to turn your brain off and not have to worry about reality, because the more you try to tether yourself to reality, that show is fucking... It just goes balls to the wall. It's insane. And the way they like make do with their limited budget is just so hilarious. Like the jokes they sell, they only sell because of how shitty their budget was. It's almost like it's almost like the similar... It's like a similar problem, not problem, like a similar vein of creativity to Bocchi, where they just went with what they had. And Bocchi kind of like went out of their way to do some things that's not necessarily traditional. Like some 3D shots and stuff, and some real life shots. But it's kind of, it's got that same spirit in it. Very low quality. Very low quality, but it's The creativity is like 10 out of 10. Yeah, Sangatsu no Lion is also pretty, it's got some very depressing parts to it, some very dark parts. The first season, ends up a little bit weak because, the second half of it, focuses a little bit too much on chess. Not chess, on shogi. But the second season really goes into the nitty-gritty of, the psychological aspect of being, a professional shogi player. And stuff like that. And how race relationships with the people around him develop. But yeah, Sangatsu no Lion's really really up there for me. Has a special place in my heart. Which low quality renders got you rolling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bochi was just pretty inspiring for me too, you know? I just got kind of pissed when people compare it to K-On! When K-On! Was just... I mean, yes, Bochi has elements of cute girls doing cute things, but K-On! Is cute girls doing cute things with not much else to it. And I get annoyed when people say it's just K-On! In it. Like, dude. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Really not that. There's also the fact where the insert songs that they use is very it's very topical. Because each song relates to how Bochi relates to the person she's writing the song for. So for example, Anabando, that band relates a lot to how she connects with Ryo. Okay, alright, this is just a very, very long-winded tangent, I guess. And Bochi spoilers, I guess, but Anabando, that song, relates heavily into how they both fucking can't handle some bands sometimes because some of them are so fake and stuff like that. And they relate to each other about that stuff. And then that song, which song was it? What's the title? There's Seizani Naratara, which is the which is a song she wrote for basically which details her mirroring with Kita, I guess, and how they both want to shine within the band and stuff like that. Really tugs at my heartstrings, man. And there's also what was the song for Nijika? Let me see. Is this song about being able to like enjoy her youth, and it was all thanks to Nijika and stuff like that, and how they both enable each other to have fun in their youth, I guess. From Bochi joining the band and from Nijika inviting Bochi. I can't. I need to stop talking about Bochi's Rock. I have a problem. I have a problem, and I love that show way too much. And some people just don't understand. But it's fine. I get it. The show's not for everybody. But anyway, I think this will work. Maybe. By Cloverworks? What Cloverworks? Is Bochi by Cloverworks? I never looked. I don't really pay attention to studios. Unless it's Trigger and I don't like them. I'm not a fan of Trigger. Like the I think the last show I fully watched from Trigger completely was Kizunaiver, I think. And that show was not good. I do love that song though, that opening song. Lay your hands on me. That song is so good. Love that song. While I'm bleeding dry. That song just speaks to me on a different level. And then I looked into the story of it, and that guy died, you know, that dude that wrote that song, he died. So that song was kind of like his swan song, I guess. And the fact that he had to like leave behind a daughter and a wife and shit like that, shit just gets me, man. But anyway. Okay, so nothing much happens in here until we finish the cop and the private investigator. Alright, guys. Trigger hate? It's not that I hate Trigger. I just don't like their shows. Oh, right, no, Trigger also made, Trigger made Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was good. Cyberpunk was genuinely really fucking good. It's just, I didn't really like that, that part where... What was that? It's that part at the bridge where, what was his name? The main guy and, the main hoe? Where they were talking on that bridge or something, or like that street. And they just would not talk to each other. That was so annoying to me, man. But I really enjoyed Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Yeah, that one part where they just would not open up to each other really annoyed me. I mean, I got it, right? That was the big problem between them two. Like David just would not open up to her and stuff. And he completely just misunderstood what she wanted. That was fucked up, man. That got me. That really got me, you know? David achieved all of his dreams just in a very twisted and wrong way. Honey, thanks for the $20. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, I don't know how I would write it any other way, really. It's just... I guess I would say I love to hate that part, I guess. Because it's just so... Man. Man. All they needed to do was talk. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, David and, what was her name? I forgot her name. I was also, really sad, about that girl. That other girl. Lucy, yeah, Lucy. Rebecca, right? I think I loved her. She was amazing. She was easily like one of the best characters I've seen in a while. Just how she would give everything her, like all of herself. It's that selfless love, which which really inspires me. You know, just something about it that's really inspirational. To be able to love a person that much and in the same way, like I would yearn to like experience the same thing, you know? Like I wish I could love somebody to that extent. Because it just seems like such a joy, you know? To be able to love someone that much. Seems like such a joy, but then, you know, even though it wasn't working out. But I mean, I guess it also like that also ties into why I enjoy Freeren so much, because of Himmel. And how Himmel loves Freeren to the point where he just does not care if he gets anything in return. You know, to love without any expectations in return. Love that show. Love how Himmel's written. It's just unfortunate that recently in the manga, spoilers by the way, they're kind of going off of the rails a little bit. They're kind of losing the plot. Well, not exactly losing the plot, but they're kind of getting derailed by stuff that don't, well, for now, seems like doesn't matter, you know? Stuff that don't seem to tie into their main quest of getting to the end of the earth to the spirits and stuff. Like, go to Ende. Yeah, they're getting derailed in the manga. Spoilers. Get owned. Read Freeren. It's still a really good read, though. Anyway. Let's do the private investigator. Not private, the housewife. Because she's hot. And I love her bags. Life can be tough, Haruwe. Throughout the night, Richter continues to gather information about the curse stones while Haruwe lies awake until dawn, preoccupied by the prospect of bringing her lost child back to life. Also, yeah, again, thanks for the $20. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna use that to buy booze. I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm gonna use that for. I do need all the help, though. Thank you so much. Richter. Good morning, ma'am. How are you feeling? I'm fine. I hope we can make good progress today. How's your curse stone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible that its powers can only be unleashed at night, then. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had. Very well, let's talk. There another sticker? Do we have another chicken? What's this spoopy game? This is PARANORMASIGHT. A little spoopy game. But we're in the daytime section, so it's not really spooky yet. Not very spooky yet. Richter Kai. By the way, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. And what's that? Our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul drags, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the right for our purposes. Oh. I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect. Compensation? Cash, for instance? That wouldn't be off the table for a family as such as the Shigemas, would it? Of course. Why, any amount would be fine if it would get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom. Okay, with that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. Tell me about the curse bearers. Do you have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul drags. Did you see the news this morning? No, I haven't. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found. They've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Oh my. Only 3. That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul drags. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little on the low side. With this little activity all through the night, the curse bearers must be a cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection? There may still be some undiscovered victims, but I can't read. You guys threw me off so hard, I can't read anymore. There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough soul drags yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. And then we offer them the deal. Anime stream when? Probably never. Not looking to get banned. None of the curse bearers seem very proactive. I wonder if the situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. Now that's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained a curse stone. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they are likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers? You've got a sharp mind, ma'am. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul drags if they were after the rite, this would be very risky. since, as a cursed bearer, they themselves would become a target. So it'd actually be more convenient for them if the cursed bearers moved less aggressively. That's right. But despite that, they've been inciting the cursed bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls while the other cursed bearers compete with each other? Like the Holy Grail War, guys. I've been saying this. This is a Holy Grail War plot. Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is a safer course of action. Which is why I figured it best for us to attempt the same strategy. So, how should we do it? There's still a reason to suspect the mastermind to be a cursed bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other cursed bearers. How do you suppose we do so? At this point, all we can do is search. Still waiting for a Mahjong tutorial? Waiting to learn Mahjong for hours? I'm never gonna finish that video, guys. I'ma keep it real. Keep it on a stack, 100%. Never finishing that video. Doesn't seem like, I don't know if it's a good idea for me to finish that video either. Let me see what my progress was on that. Let me open. Let me look at it. I'm just gonna look at it. I'm just gonna look and see how much progress I made when I was working on it. Just looking. I would show my screen, but I can't. Can't show you guys what I've been up to. Let me see here. Where was it? That was a while ago. That was a long time ago. Well, I don't even have the footage anymore. I wonder where the footage went. Four minutes. Oh, I was like a third of the way. Well, what's 20 divided by 5? By 4? That's 5, right? That's a fifth of the way, 20% done? Probably less. And it's a lot of work. I walked away from it because there was a lot of work. And yeah, looking at this, I don't even know where the footage is. I can show you this screen, I guess. Yeah, all of the footage is missing. I don't know if I deleted it or if I moved it somewhere. I think I moved it somewhere, but I don't remember where I moved it to. That's the thing. So if I wanted to finish this, I would have to look for that footage. I mean, this isn't, it was a little hard, actually. Trying to edit it was a lot of work. Like, for a minute of progress, it was like taking me like 2 hours. So, it was very, very grueling. Very grueling, very rough. So, I mean, you guys can see that too, right? Like, making some of these sequences were pretty rough. Took a lot of time and stuff like that. And I don't even know if it would still be clear enough. So, yeah. Anyway. Back to Richter. About the Cursed Bearers. If there's a mastermind inciting the Cursed Bearers to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection? Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the Cursed Bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught. Do you want to give up, ma'am? Never. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into all of them. I only managed to get detailed information on 2. You're quick. I suppose this would be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery. First, there's Ayame Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoricho Park. You even determined her address. You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire. I called every single university with ukiyo-e and a curriculum pretending to be her parent. Went around to check on her place on the way here. Doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her. And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinary. She needs to stop saying this word, man. It's so hard. So long, so hard. Can't. Say it. Investigator extraordinaire. It's so long. I hate it. Anyway. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She's planning to steal the curse stones just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. Next is a tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Kinshicho. He stood out with the way he dressed. I managed to get some good information from him. Impressive. What can I say? He works as a secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct? Yes. They've been here for a while. It's only in the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seems to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assume she'd want her factories running at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment had to be shut down. That's right. Even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about the chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Most companies back then were more concerned about making a profit than protecting the environment. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters. They hadn't started for the day. I should have better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if the right would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare. Now that's an interesting thought. I ran into one more suspicious young man last night. This one seemed to be out collecting soul drags, right? Indeed. I couldn't get a good look at him though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Well, that's a shame. But I can make an educated guess. Oh. You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the Rite of Resurrection? The one that lives near here? He was the man I met. Oh my, even he is involved. How awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first. Understandable. Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. I prefer to ascertain who else is the curse bearer. First, I'll return to Hihaku Soaps to see that man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Rigasui Street. Alright, now tell me about the kidnapping. I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. It concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Komagata High School. Okay, we know this. Genochi, dad. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure it's possible. But regardless, it means it's The two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were getting somewhere. Oh, right. Recap. Junochi was not an informant, but he knew something about how Harue's child got kidnapped, because apparently they deduced that a girl, a high school girl, tried to help Harue's child before he got kidnapped, and Junochi knew that girl, and I think it was Michio that helped the boy, and then the boy got kidnapped. But then now Junochi is dead. It's not enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It would be wise to pay a visit. Understood. In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Honjo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. Those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true. Both occurred a week before the accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysterious curses? Can we really assume they're unrelated? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it would be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue? What do you want to do? If you still can't use the curse stone, taking a walk should be a fine place to start. Right. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am. Okay. Oh, I can make them collide. I see. What if I just put them all at the school? No? No. Oh no, this is later, I think, because the girls... It's at like 10 AM. This is like 11 AM now, I think, or something. Here we are at Ground Zero. I guess it's logical that the police has got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. Do we have any chickens? Do you guys see any chickens? I don't see any chickens, guys. The news has attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. No chicken. Seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry has been strictly prohibited. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if the curse bearer decided to turn up. Konnichiwa. Hanji yomanai kedo. Konnichiwa. However, I need to find out if the teacher was the curse bearer or not. Irashai. I expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around to see what the students have to say. Inquire. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. I'm back. What did you learn? That school kids sure love a good rumor. I was practically drowning in stories about Mr. Jinochi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. There was one story that caught my attention. Oh. Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Jinochi. Really? The story's got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicies don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence... A pigtailed girl in a school... A pigtailed girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night. Okay, I like to play pranks on girls who don't understand Japanese. Was that a prank? I mean, I understood what you were saying. I just don't know how to read, that word about seeing me for the first time, but welcome. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. That's an amazing find. I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't, no? Sure. Let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Shiraishi's house. I can't imagine the students are uneasy after learning of the murder. It may do them well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their safety. The police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' health. I can see that. Wait, what did he say? It's important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Some school policies could use some rewriting, especially those handling the students' personal information. That's right. I don't want a student being kidnapped on their way back home ever again. I expect criminals to grow more cunning as time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. That's where outlaws such as myself come in. What's this about? Actually, just forgot I said anything. No chicken. Think. Right, we're going to Michio's house. Go to her house. How'd it go? I want to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home, however... no one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There was a stack of newspapers out front. Oh boy. Any chicken spottings, guys? Chicken spottings? No chicken spotting. bit quieter over here. It is a residential area after all. All these run-down row houses really scream working class, don't they? I don't understand why no one's come to this house, even after Michio committed suicide. I wonder if this place is okay. No chicken for me. No chicken. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out the Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. It's not so. I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first, they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn. So far, so good. What happened? Well, as I said, the reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized that Toshiko's common-law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. So what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him not to hit Michio. That's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishi standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. It's dumb as fuck. And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shiraishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. Seems that they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. People have all kinds of stories. But the Shiraishis certainly hadn't lucked out with theirs, bringing such a violent man into it. That's it. That was it. Alright. Move. Go to the soap place. The soap. Soap. I close my eyes. The Hihako Soap's headquarters are on the other side of South Rodriguez Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. Any chicken? No chicken. think a small soap-making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairwoman Natsuo Yamamori is called the Queen. You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary. That's correct. You think it's possible he's acting on her orders? It's exactly my thinking. A cursed bear with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as her next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. You see a chicken? See any chickens? No chicken. No chicken. First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night. Then, I'll be able to determine if he is a curse bearer. It'll be better if I go inside the headquarters alone. You should walk around. Visit a cafe for some tea, perhaps? Okay. I'm going to go in. I may be a while, so feel free to find somewhere to kill time. Okay. Good luck in there. Sorry to keep you waiting. How'd it go? I'll fast forward to the conclusion. There's no doubt, he's the same man I saw last night. But it doesn't seem like he's a cursed bear. That doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own. Excuse me? This guy. I tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night, however. You said your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. Curse stone? What are you talking about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer, no? You're right. We lack time. I'll confess, I am a curse bearer. I possess the curse stone of the haunting clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It is a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take the responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business was specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It is the prerogative of Miss Yamamori. That's so. Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? Miss Yamamori possesses the supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it's now the site of these curses run rampant. So you're telling me the Queen of Hihaku is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There is a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamyodo who's gallantly working behind the scenes, exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of, tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over that curse stone at once. Very interesting. But that said, just how many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. We have 6. 6? Wow, I can rest at ease then. Here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. Seems we are on the same page. If that is the case, you should hand over your curse stone immediately. Sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Considering its importance, I have been keeping it in hiding. Really now? Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I've got something important to attend to. But I promise, I'll return with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume? How prudent of you. I'll oblige. I had to give him a nerd voice. Weird, uptight nerd. Weird, uptight nerd. That's him. And that's how it went. They aren't after the right after all. I wouldn't be so quick to trust him. Oh. I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 curse stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive. Well, now I feel gullible. The company's spotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with the curse stones. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us not having collected any soul drags. Perhaps the people at Hihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. Because the chairwoman's a witch. I wonder about that too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged that information so casually? Takumi was either making it up as he went, or he's trying to spread a rumor. For what purpose would he do that? Recently, people have been caught up about the occult more than ever before. If word spreads that Hihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique. That's unsettling. We should avoid Hihaku for the time being. It'll be a pain if I have to deal with Takumi again. By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception. And what's that? People were discussing whether one of the bodies found this morning was that of a Hihaku employee. Really? So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, though. Wait, was Shogo? Oh yeah, Shogo was an office worker for Hihaku. And he is hacking dead. Hacking dead. Despite that, I have reason to believe Hihaku is deeply involved with the 7 mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will go. Right, let's move. To the park. To the park. We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Tono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. Oh. Chicken sighting? No chicken. Oh, there's a chicken. Ooh, good going, ma'am. You found haiku. That's a rare one. Is it now? I found chicken. You guys don't even need your help, I guess. I got chicken. That's a pigeon? No. This is a chicken. This one's a chicken. This one's a chicken. This one's a chicken. This one's a chicken. They're all chickens to me. Yum. Yum. Blue-footed booby. Those ones are ugly. This place is connected with the story of the Taiko Tsugaru. Not only that, Katsushika Hokusai's home was also in this area. That might be why Ayame chose to live here. The slander? I mean, the boobies are kind of ugly. I mean, they're kind of cute, but they're also kind of ugly. They're adorable. Adorably ugly, I guess. You won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out Ayame's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then, be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. I'm back, ma'am. So, nothing. I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they had got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. You're planning to go that far. Damn, he's a genius. We won't make much progress sticking around here. Right, where are we going next then? Back to the Shiraishis? I don't know. I doubt anyone's still living there. Oh, so you came here too. What is it? Oh, the cops. Ah. Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Right, we'll do the cops. This music. Banger. Seems like Michio's house is at the end of the road. We don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. Chicken sighting! Yes. Look at that chicken. So... the houses are really crammed together in these narrow alleyways. Strangers like us walking through definitely stand out. Really feels like old Tokyo. Alright, I'll go check the house. You're back. No luck, boss.
No one home?
Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. And I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Well, looks like no one's home right now. Let's try again later. Well, back to the school then. Back to the school. The school. Oh! Here we are. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. Hey!
Huh? That's...
Boss, what is it? You want to talk to this girl? I do.
Yeah, I do. This is divine intervention. We were brought here for a reason. Come on, Ariel.
Huh? What? What? Hey, aren't you... You must be the high schooler skirting the child labor laws who I've heard so much about. Say that again? Sorry about that. He's with me. Mr. Tsutsumi, if that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my working conditions. I'd prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Don't you worry about that. If you help us out, you can have whatever you want. Boss's treat.
Wait.
Really? Thank you so much. I've always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Oh yeah, like one of those places in Ginza? I've never been. Let's go. Got ourselves a deal, right, boss? Girls are at our service.
Well, hold on now. What just happened?
I never said I'd... Sushi? Looking forward to it, boss.
Wait, since when were you included?
You guys are funny. You should do stand-up. There's gotta be a chicken sighting over here too, guys. Chicken sighting. No chicken. No chicken. No chicken. This is one hell of a coincidence, huh? That this random girl you know is already involved with the case. Damn, I need to give people new voices. Mio.
So, how much have you been able to figure out?
Well, I know what happened around midnight last night. Woman invoked a Feast of Shadows, which boosts the power of curses, then brought forth the 7 mysteries. That allows even those who do not have the power to cast curses to gather soul tracks for the rite of resurrection. At least, that's my hypothesis.
Sounds about right so far. As I'm sure you know, there are actually 9 mysteries, not 7. When the Feast of Shadows was cast, the cursed stones appeared before those who wanted the rite at the locales of the 7 mysteries. We've managed to gather 3 cursed stones so far, including the one I got first, the Evergreen Beach.
You got 3 already? Wow. We have the cursed stone of the Fool's Procession. Well, Yako, the girl standing behind me, does. That's me. Yako, the girl standing behind me.
She does. Is she alright? We could take it off your hands.
Well, the Feast of Shadows has no effect during the day, and this is something I want to find out.
Alright, I'll leave the Fool's Procession with you two then.
Thank you. Please keep collecting the other stones. I'll be looking for a way to stop the Feast of Shadows.
Okay, got it. That should make things go more smoothly. What about the other cursed bears? Have you run into any of them?
Well, last night at school... You were here last night? Yes. You see...
Huh.
You two were using a spirit board? That's so cool.
So that's when you ran into the cursed echo. I'm glad you survived the encounter.
Somehow, we managed to get away without accidentally setting it off. The cursed echo we saw took the shape of a woman missing an arm and a leg.
What? A woman missing an arm and a leg? That's... the one-sided read. This is bad.
Huh? What's so bad about that one?
You idiot!
Think! The cursed bearer of the one-sided reed is...
Najima!
He admitted it himself. That's his curse. Oh, that's right. Wait, but if that's the case...
Najima might have been here last night.
What?
I mean, it's possible he was lying to us, but...
What? Who's Najima? No clue. Any surprise chickens? After a convo? No surprise chicken. About Najima.
So, Najima is trying to take advantage of the Feast of Shadows for his own nefarious purposes.
Huh? He said he's going to massacre the city at sundown today. And he's trying to get your daughter too?
That's why we've been trying to find him, but to no avail. Honestly, this information has been the most useful we've gotten so far. So just to be sure, could you tell me who else was at the school last night?
Well, as far as we know, there was us, Mr. Junochi, and one of our classmates, Hitomi. Don't forget old man Ashimiya. Wait, Hitomi? You mean Hitomi Okuda, second-year student? Well, yes. Why? Boss.
So she was here last night.
I saw Hitomi earlier, though, and she didn't seem like a curse bearer to me. You did? Did you talk to her? Yes.
Would you mind if we asked you a few questions about that?
Hitomi said she didn't want to talk to the police because she was afraid she'd become a suspect. So I can tell you anything unless you swear you won't drag her into this.
I see. Don't worry, this is about a different matter.
A different matter? You mean about the police officer? You know about that? Did Hitomi say something about him? Yes, she did. Actually. We're talking about the people who were at school last night. There was one more person, so I'm not too clear on the detail.
There was someone else.
Apparently Hitomi actually saw Mr. Junoshi getting cursed and killed last night.
What? Talk about some vital information.
What she said happened was... That mofo? Michio was the one who killed Mr. Junochi. Are you sure it really was Michio that she saw? Well, that's what she told me. I wasn't there.
That must mean there was another curse bearer here last night. Junochi was killed by a curse, so someone had to have been there, whether it was Michio or not.
Damn, boss, do you think it really could have been Michio's ghost? I mean, based on what we've heard, she does have plenty of reasons to be vengeful.
Calm down. Just because the paranormal exists doesn't mean just anything is possible. It's still possible that Najima was behind Junochi's death.
But what about Hitomi's story?
About this janitor, Ashimiya, was it? How old is he? Do you know how long he's worked here?
Huh? Why are you so interested in him all of a sudden? I only just transferred to this school though, so I have no idea. He's around 50 years old. He came to our school about half a year ago. No one knows what he did before, so there are all kinds of rumors about him. Hello, Allie. This is a horror game, but it's a lot of reading.
I see. Thanks. I think I'm starting to get a better picture of all this.
Huh?
Listen up. It's not uncommon for former prisoners to find work under an alias after their release. The notoriety attached to their former name can get in the way of proper rehabilitation, you see?
What are you... No way.
Ario, have the officers apprehend the janitor. He worked the night shift, so he might still be in the overnight room.
Yes, right away. Boss, bad news. Apparently the room's been empty all morning. Sounds like they've been looking to question Ashimiya too, but couldn't find him anywhere.
No. That all but confirms it. Just one more thing to check. Are there any photos of this Ashimiya?
The old man seriously hated getting his picture taken. He'd always avoid it.
Ario, call an urgent search for Makoto. Ashimiya, we can't let him get away.
Yes, sir. I'll contact HQ right away. Oh my, I didn't expect this at all. Yeah. How could that old man have been some horrible criminal mastermind? I can't believe it. And a curse bearer on top of that. I think he was so close to us this whole time. Gives me chills. Chills, bro. A guy like that really shouldn't have been allowed to work at a high school.
Let's hope it isn't already too late.
Oh. I may have shown Ashimiya my curse stone last night.
What? I don't like this one bit. Nejima did say he wasn't specifically targeting curse bearers, but...
I'm glad nothing happened to you. Wait, but then... Could it have been old man Ashimiya who attacked you in the hallway? I almost told him you were still in the building too. You did? Good thing I didn't say anything.
You might have gotten very lucky there, kid.
Yeah, because if we tell him, she dies. Everybody dies if we tell him stuff. Good to know. This is too much. I hope they find him soon. Come on, long arm of the law. Help us. Alright, now tell us about Hitomi. Hitomi did say that Yoshimi entrusted her with something. Right? The talisman. Did they find a talisman on Michio where her body was found?
I'll check, but if they did, Yoshimi would have had plenty of time to retrieve it before he died.
Right. Would you consider giving us Hitomi's contact information? I'd like to talk to her about this talisman. I'm not sure. She never opened up to anyone except Mr. Yoshimi. I'm no good, huh? I was friends with Yoshimi though. You don't seem like too bad of a guy. Not all that scary for a cop. But I doubt that that'll be enough for her. She really doesn't want to end up becoming a suspect. To be honest, she was even a bit wary of us.
Well then. Do you think she'd talk to Yoshimi's fiancé? Haven't they met before?
Oh, they have. She told us about that. Yes, she might be willing to talk to her.
Alright, then we'd better find her fast.
We haven't even been able to reach her. This is a little worrying.
Mayu Chozawa. We'll let you know as soon as we manage to contact her.
Okay. I'd be willing to give Hitomi's contact information about her. Oh, right. One more thing. Hitomi told me that Mr. Yoshimi gave her instructions in the event that something happened to him. He told her to give the talisman to Mr. Nakagoshi from the police headquarters.
What? So it was a Nakagoshi case. Why would Yoshimi tell her that?
Could you check on that?
I will, but, well, I don't know if they'll pick up when I call.
Is he with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau?
Well, yes. Nakagoshi's the chief, but he's almost never in, so I don't really know the guy. To be honest, I'm not even sure if he exists or if he's just a figurehead. I've never spoken to him myself. All of the paranormal affairs cases are referred to as Nakagoshi cases.
Jeez, what's up with that? That amulet Hitomi was looking for may be the missing puzzle piece to this mystery. Right, now tell us about the mastermind of the Feast of Shadows. To put a stop to the Feast of Shadows, it would help if I knew more about how the curses of these 7 mysteries first came about.
In that case, you're probably best off talking to that crabby researcher guy.
You mean Mr. Araishi? I would very much like to talk to him.
Ah, right. He's a teacher here too, isn't he? You would know him already. You might be more inclined to talk if it's one of his students doing the asking.
You know where he is?
I do. We tried to talk to him, but he refused to cooperate. But you two should give it a try. He's at his usual cafe working on his papers.
The cafe. Oh, Kurokikyu Cafe in Kamenzawa. Thanks. We'll head over there now. School rules say we're not allowed to go to cafes though.
Don't worry about it. I'll allow it.
Thank you. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Must be a mastermind behind everything. Someone who orchestrated all of this for a reason. I want to find out why. What was that thing you mentioned about Michio earlier? Something about a grudge? Do you know anything about her? What's your relation? I'm her friend. I was actually planning to resurrect her at first.
Ah, I see. We gained quite a lot of information from you two. It's only fair we share as well. Tell her.
Alright. Keep in mind this is just a theory though. Okay. After re-examining the crime scene, Yoshimi concluded that Michio's death wasn't a suicide. Wait, what? An accident? Being hit by a speeding truck or a van would have resulted in similar injuries. The investigation was ordered by Yoshimi, so it seems he had his doubts about it being a suicide. A van? Speeding? Yako, what's wrong? Are you okay? Screams. I don't know how to scream, guys. A van. There's a young man in the driver's seat. In the passenger seat. A woman? Yako. Huh? Yes? Wait, was I... Are you back now? How do you feel? You're covered in sweat. Let's further hydrate. Yeah, I'm okay, I think. Sorry, I went a little crazy there. No problem, as long as you're okay. That was quite a surprise, though. Yoshimi talked to you about Michio, didn't he? Well, he didn't give me any specifics, but if you're wondering about that. So I don't know what was truly on Michio's mind either. Right. Do you have any idea why Junuchi was so scared of Michio? Well, about that... I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but... I see. Well, I have expected it was something like that. Thank you for telling me. Sorry, it's hard to explain.
I wonder what he got his hands on to be able to blackmail her like that.
I guess we're done here. Think. What's that rope all about? It indicates where Junoshi's body was found. They've moved his body, but this way we still have an idea of how it was found. Yikes, that's a little gross. You can even see how his arms and legs are all... Ugh.
Cool it, Ariel. You're scaring her. This kind of stuff is a little too much for a kid.
I'm pretty sure she only asked because he was staring at it so intently.
Alright, that's enough. Mio, what do you think?
I knew it the second I looked at the scene. You're right. Traces of a curse still linger here.
I figured as much.
Does that mean Jinochi was killed by one of the curses? Yes. A strong curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Wow, Mia, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess.
No, I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat?
Stop it, Mr. Tsutsumi. He's going to get the wrong idea. Whoa, that's amazing. Mio, you're a professional. You think? Totally. You're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome. When you put it like that, I'm not sure how awesome it is. Hey boss, Forensics is calling. Forensics is calling. I'll go see what they have to say.
Sure, thanks.
Boss, they found us on the ground a short distance away from the scene.
What is that? A ribbon?
Yeah, the kind you use to tie up your hair. What? I've seen that ribbon before. You have? Go on then. That's the ribbon that Michio always used to wear.
What?
Doesn't that mean Michio was here?
Are you sure?
The plot thickens, guys. The plot thickens. Definitely. I have the same one at home. We bought them together. That has to be hers.
Then, did she come back to life somehow?
But how? Sheesh. If I was Michio and I came back to life, where would I go?
That's the question. She got her revenge in Jinochi, but she may have more revenge to dish out.
Is there anyone else she'd have a grudge against?
Well, what about the guy who killed her in the collision?
If she really did come back to life, then it's terribly sad that she's spending her new chance at life like this. Being obsessed with revenge is such a tragic way to live. I'm afraid that's all we can tell you.
Don't worry, you were a big help. Thank you. We should start our search for Najima and Mayu Chozawa.
Might be worth it to check Michio's house as well, just in case.
Let's use the school as our base of operations. If anything happens, go to one of the officers hanging around here.
Got it. Thank you, and good luck. We'll go talk to Mr. Araishi about a way to lift the curse. Alright, boss. Let's get this going when you're ready. Alright, we gotta go. Let's do this. Oh. Alright. I can do one more scene, I think. Let's do one more scene. Alright. This one. I need to give Richter a new voice, I think. Ma'am, allow me to introduce one of our country's most elite detectives. The name's Jun Ario. I'd hardly call myself elite, but either way, it's nice to meet you. This here's the brilliant Chief Inspector Tsutsumi, and yes, he's just as rough and tumble as he looks.
Sometimes I really don't know if you're complimenting or putting me down.
So you two are detectives? This is my client, Miss Harue Shigema. Her father's a big deal in the police himself, so remember to mind your manners. big wig named Shigema. But boss, you know of this guy?
Shit. I've heard the name, but you know I don't keep track of who's who in the upper echelons.
There's no need to worry. I am my own person after all, and my father has nothing to do with any of this. Ooh, did you hear that, boss? Looks like you're getting off easy again this time.
Don't make it sound like I'm involved in some shady business. It ain't like that.
You both seem rather jovial despite being detectives. How rare. All the police officers I've met have always been so dull. Well, you won't find any dull cops here. We'll round up all your criminals with a smile. That's our motto. How lovely. Keep it up.
Just hold on one second. This is the first I'm hearing that.
Well, you're right about them not being your typical detectives. Alright. New chicken? Is there a new chicken? I'm gonna go sniffing for a new chicken, guys. Go hunting for a new chicken. There's a chicken right there. I knew I would find a chicken. Damn, there was one here. Lucky. It's number 12. Nice chicken. I guess knowing how to deal with cops is also part of an investigator's job. Not quite. The two of us used to be comrades is all. Comrades? That's right. Richter used to be part of the police force himself. He quit a few years ago to go solo. Is that so? You should give it a try, Ario. There's more freedom in working as a private investigator. I can't say much for the quality of life though. It's been 2 years, right? I hadn't heard of you since you quit. I didn't think your business would last, but here you are. You sure you don't want to return to the force? We'd take you back with open arms. What? To sit on my ass and watch the birds fly? I'll take a pass. I don't belong in that world. Come on, Richter. We need your talent. The public needs you. Nah, you don't. This is my calling. The police will manage just fine without me. I'll keep on tying up all your loose ends, saving the little birdies you abandoned. Can't believe you were actually part of the police force once. There's a story behind everything, ma'am. I don't regret my time on the force. I wouldn't have the connections I have today without it. What brings you here though, Richter? You on a case? That's right. I'm picking up the police's slack. I trust you remember the kidnapping and murder case from last year?
Oh, I remember now. You're that Haruhi Shigema from the kidnapping case.
Huh? Did I miss something?
Don't be an idiot. It was the case where Munasada Shigema's grandson was kidnapped. Which must have been your son, ma'am?
Indeed. The story was suppressed by the news. In the end, it was considered a huge failure on the police department's part. She looks so pissed. I love her. Most of the investigation was conducted in secret. And unfortunately, the department is unwilling to reopen the case. Any investigation carried out afterwards turned up nothing at all, which is why I'm now on the job. So they never caught the culprit, huh? That's rough. So your findings have brought you to this place then? That's right. That's right. An individual connected to the case used to live around here. Used to? That's right. As of last week, they're deceased. We'd hoped to talk to the family. No one was home, though, so I figured we'd try again. Interesting. It sure doesn't look good on the police to be mishandling cases like these. If there really was a culprit, it should be our responsibility to bring them to justice. Well, I do consider the police my people. So you consider the blame to be shared. You've got a stern side as well, I see.
By the way, ma'am, this might be sudden, but there's something I'd like to confirm with you.
And that is...
Do you happen to know anything about the 7 mysteries?
Sorry, Chief, but that's hardly...
With all due respect, investigator, I think my question was addressed to the lady.
If you insist.
What do you say, ma'am? Can you tell us anything?
I've heard of the 7 mysteries, but this talk of curses eludes me.
That's so. Well, I'm sorry for the intrusion. Come to think of it, I heard some things about this area last night. Something about the strange yet conspicuous man dressed in white loitering around.
Wait a second.
I assume they were talking about you, investigator.
Well, I won't argue that I'm strange and conspicuously dressed in white. And, as it turns out, I was out here last night to conduct my investigation.
Did you run into anything strange or out of the ordinary?
Out of the ordinary, I guess I did observe a few suspicious characters. You were asking about curses just now. Why would a public servant be interested in the occult? Boss, Richter's a smart man. He can help us. I can't promise I'll be of any help to you, but I'm interested in hearing what you got to say. Something is happening in Honjo, isn't there? It must be something big if they've got you head office guys on it.
Well, I guess it's alright. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Thank you, boss. Listen closely to what we're about to say, Richter. So by using the curses to commit murders, these people collect soul dregs to perform the rite of resurrection. And these curse stones are somehow... Right? Re-explain. Do you have any information that might help us? That's tough. I never expected curses and other mumbo-jumbo to play into this all. But if we're talking shady characters... There was this middle-aged fellow I saw on South Rikasui Street, had an average build. He was anxious, like he was searching for prey. Boss, what do you think?
Well, considering the location, it could have been Hideki Araishi. We already got his curse stone.
Impressive. You two are working quick.
Did you see anything else?
Not that I can remember.
That's a shame. That's a shame. If you see any characters who look like they might be carrying a curse stone, it'd be a huge help if you let us know.
Absolutely. I'll let you know if I find anything. Richter, perhaps you could lend a hand on our case too. There's a number of people we can't track, and finding missing persons happens to be your specialty, no? I'd hate to disappoint you, but I'm busy enough for this case. The faith of my clients is what keeps me afloat. I have to prioritize requests by the order in which they come. I see. Well, I can't say that's not fair. What do you need a private investigator for anyway? The cops should have plenty of bright folks to throw at the job. True, but this isn't an ordinary case we're dealing with here. Huh? By the way, that reminds me, Richter. Yes. You said the person who used to live here died last week. You wouldn't be referring to Michio by chance? You knew. I thought so. It seems like we're here for the same reason then. Seriously, Michio was involved with curses and magic. Strictly speaking, the curse part isn't our concern. We're looking into Yoshimi's case.
Yoshimi? Oh, right.
That's right. He died on the job. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I heard.
It was the most unfortunate loss. So there's a connection between Hajime Yoshimi of the Juvenile Division and Michio.
Well, hold on. Let's focus on Michio for a second. You think she had something to do with the kidnapping?
Let's talk about unforeseen developments. Exchanging information should prove mutually beneficial. I'll tell you what I know, but in turn, I want the full scoop on your findings concerning Michio. Sure, to tell you the truth. Blah 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 blah. What? You believe Michio's ghost is the one who killed Mr. Junochi? So he wasn't just mumbling nonsense? I mean, we haven't fully confirmed anything yet. But the testimonies that we've heard and the evidence we've found point in that direction. Testimony? You mean from those, psychic high schoolers? Didn't they also say there was a chance Michio hadn't killed herself? Wait, if that's all true, then... Did you figure something out? Kankichiro Iwai. Huh? Kankichiro Iwai. He'll be the next victim. Ooh. We have to open the door to Shiraishi's house. We need to look inside. Hey, what's gotten into you? Boss?
I'm sure the landlord would give us the key if we asked.
Screw that. You know how long that could take? We can ask for permission later. Richter? Hey, Richter, calm down. We can't just... Take that, you shitty door. That's how you do it. Oh. Vibration. Richter, get a hold of yourself. I see you're still the same as always. And then somebody's hanging. Everyone, come quick. Look at this. Scream. Whoa, what's up with this room? Boss, there's a dead body in here.
Whoa. Would that be Michio's dad?
Nah, he's her stepdad at best, if that. Ought to be the body of Kankichiro Iwai. There's no doubt about it. The man's a goner. He's gotten real messed up. Looks like he's been dead like this for a while. I'd say it happened last night. Ario, did you find Junochi's body in the same state? Now that you mention it, it looked as though Kohei Junochi had died from a number of heavy blows.
What are you suggesting, investigator?
It was Michio Shiraishi. She's alive. She used the power of the curses to get back at the man who ruined her life. That's ridiculous. You're suggesting she actually revived. Got to be that. And if she's alive, then... They're a chicken. Ooh. We see the old man again. My apologies for interrupting. I know we've just arrived at an interesting plot point. But do you really think a dead girl is going around taking revenge from beyond the grave? Consider this. What if... Michio Shiraishi never died? But seeing as you've come this far, I'm sure you already know the truth, don't you? And so, I would have you answer me a question. Where in Honjo was Michio Shiraishi at the hour of 8 o'clock this morning? What the fuck? How am I supposed to know? I see. Very well. I guess the front of the store where Yako was at, but she was acting weird when we went into the scene with her, so who knows? Maybe she was possessed. I don't know. I see. Very well. Congratulations, you are correct. I'm correct, guys. I'm a genius. I told you guys, I was a genius. As expected, you got it in one go. Well, the cause of death was such, was it not? You must have noticed some time ago. Let's get back to the story then, shall we? I've taken up enough of your time. What? So you really think Michio Shiraishi's alive? Just take it through and it all becomes obvious.
It tracks, but... do you really think that girl could have managed all of this? First of all, Ario, go report this to HQ.
Understood. I'll get on it right away. There's a chicken in here somewhere.
I'll start investigating this place. It sure isn't lacking in stuff that needs looking at.
There's a bunch of photos of the same person pasted on a wall over there.
Huh. Whoa now, hold on. These photos. These are all Nejima. Gross.
Really? Come to think of it, he was in the papers a lot back in the day. Oh, just even more pasted up over here. These are all cutouts from newspapers and magazines about Nejima murders.
I don't get it. Why the weirdo shrine?
Let's keep looking around. We're a chicken. We're a chicken. One sec. We're chicken, guys. Do you know we're chicken? I don't think I see a chicken. The sliding door leads to the kitchen. It barely fits the frame. There are old books scattered everywhere. I wonder what they're about. Many of them are written in a foreign language. It'll be a pain to look through all of these. Let's save them for later and continue to look around. It's off-putting to look at, but I can't help but wonder what in the world this is.
They're magic runes. They're used in Western black magic rituals. Most of the time they're useless imitations, though. I wouldn't get too excited about it.
Oh my, who knew the chief inspector was such an expert on the occult?
I just chanced upon that information. That girl with the spirit sense we mentioned, she's pretty informed on the subject.
Someone was attempting to perform Western black magic in this place. Pretty absurd if you ask me. Of course, the person in question was dead serious about it all. Red Axe? There's no chicken there. There's no chicken there. Looks like the things spread around here have been like this for a while now. This ritual, or whatever, was something he attempted up to recently. Plenty of the neighbors mentioned having heard strange mantra-like noises coming from here during the night.
You think Iwai was the one chanting?
Hard to say. Could have been one of the Shiraishis as well. If we look through these books in the back, we might learn whatever it is they were trying to do. This drawer looks really old. Chief Inspector, do you mind if I look inside?
Huh?
I mean, in normal cases, only the police would be allowed to touch things, right?
Right. Ario isn't here, so let me take a look at it. There's just clothes in here. Not much variety either. Can't say they were big spenders. Well, I was hoping to find a talisman here, but I guess we're not so lucky.
I see. Thank you anyway. It's the same man in every picture. Wow, this is quite the spectacle. I don't think I'll ever manage to erase this from my mind. Don't worry, Richter. You're quite the spectacle yourself. Do you mean to compare me with the likes of a bizarre criminal? These aren't just cuts from publications. They even snapped a number of shots of their own. They must have admired him. Why else would they have collected so many pictures? Whatever the case, it's certain they were obsessed. Look at these. Pictures of Fumichika and Najima cut from... blah, blah, blah. Whoever put these up was obsessed. I wonder what their intent was.
You think the Shiraishis are somehow connected to Najima's case? Perhaps they did this as to not forget a grudge or something. It's crazy to think Najima might be involved in all this too.
You think he might have anything to do with the body here?
Maybe. The man's already out on parole. He's a curse bearer with a curse stone now. He announced that from sundown today that he'll be going on a killing spree.
Oh dear.
There's an emergency search underway as we speak, but no one's yet managed to get a hold of the bastard.
Well, he hasn't changed his ways.
That doesn't bode well.
To tell you the truth, the lady here isn't completely unconnected from the Najima murders either.
You don't say.
That's right. We talked about it last night. 20 years ago, I found a hand in Sumida River that brought the incident to light.
You don't say. You were the kid from back then? You were really brave. You did a great deed.
Were you the detective I spoke with? I had no idea. You two have met before. Fancy that. I've been worried that Fumichika Najima might bear resentment towards you, ma'am.
You might be right. Unfortunately, that asshole is quite the resentful type.
Look at my lips.
This is how he would talk if he was making the same lips while he was talking. Look at his lips and look at my lips. This is...
Looks like Nicolas Cage. I kind of see it. Oh dear.
That asshole. I wonder who put the idea into his head. And now he's got the one-sided read too. He's threatening to massacre the people of Honjo at sundown.
Seriously?
On top of that, he's been itching to get revenge on me as well. Of all things, the man's gone and threatened to kill my daughter.
Damn, that's quite the threat. Certainly you can't afford to stay put here.
The fucker wants to get us all antsy. When I finally get to arresting him, it'll be with a cool head.
Not gonna give him the pleasure, huh? Well, if Iwai and Fumichika Najima have anything to do with each other, then this room might hold a clue to Najima's location.
Let's hope so.
The person who put... okay. Oh. They might have had some relation to Najima's victims, or perhaps it was the opposite. The opposite. What if it wasn't loathing, but admiration? But then... decorations. There are candles and stones with inscriptions placed all over. Are these tools for some ritual?
Hey, don't touch anything, you hear?
Ah, that's right. Considering this is a murder scene, we ought to leave everything as it is.
All of this can be used as evidence. If anyone besides forensics toys with it, it'll cause trouble down the road.
Window. With the window and storm shutter closed, no light gets in here at all. It's pitch black. The neighbors mentioned they started to keep the house shut like this not long ago. Right now, the books? No. These books? No. Corpse. There's nothing around to confirm his identity, but by the looks of him, I'd say he's Konkichiro Iwai.
You've seen him before?
I heard he had a criminal record, so I assumed he would have held a respectable occupation. Is this what a curse does to a person? Ma'am, it'd be better not to look so closely. It's amazing. Cruel is what it is. What do you say, Chief? Would you let me look through if I wore gloves?
Well, it's not like I'm any help with foreign languages. Go ahead.
This seems to be a book on Western black magic. The same runes are written here, alongside detailed descriptions of the procedures. I suppose you'd call these grimoires. It's all a bunch of nonsense if you ask me, though.
You think this Iwai guy was studying them? Perhaps to perform some kind of ritual?
There are a bunch of handwritten notes beside the grimoires. Whoever it was, they were serious. Iwai doesn't look the type to be into this stuff, but you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But why would he be studying black magic? According to the materials, this here is a rune for restoration of the youth. Perhaps he was trying to become young again. This over here seems to be black magic related to resurrection. Each one of the spells requires a human sacrifice. Talk about dangerous. Resurrection? Like the rite. I guess no matter what part of the world, people will turn to the occult for similar reasons.
What is it?
This looks like a journal. It's probably Iwai's.
A journal?
Mm-hmm. This writing's surprisingly thorough. Almost as if he was writing a report for someone. Oh wow, now this is something.
What is it? What did he write?
This is quite defined. Let me give you a summary. So this Kankichiro Iwai fellow, he'd been searching for a spell to restore youth for years. So he was into black magic from the start. He believed if he could learn to successfully perform the spell, he could then use it to earn a fortune. To tell you the truth, it seems he was already getting funded after he acquired this grimoire.
You don't say. This is starting to sound kind of familiar.
But first, let's find out how he got his hands on this grimoire. It seems that Najima told him where he could obtain the book when they were both in prison.
What? That's nearly too much of a coincidence.
Likely not coincidence. It seems like Iwai took an interest in the Najima murders after it made the news. He admired him rather passionately. You might even say he worshipped the man.
Worship? Najima, of all people?
This was a time when students were itching to rebel. Anyone who did something to shake the world was bound to gather admirers. Iwai had been collecting these photos ever since that time. And since he just so happened to land in prison at the same time as Najima, he made sure to get in contact.
This is a lot. I mean, having it all laid out like this. The thought of Najima being involved with his grimoires is staggering. I don't think we ever had anything pointing to that. What's the connection?
To be honest, it's a shock to me too. For years, we've been scratching our heads over the motives behind the Najima murders.
Yup. It's been a mystery to us all from the very start. Whoa now. Wait just 1 minute. Do you think... No way, are you saying...
That's right. The murders might have been for a ritual. He was attempting to perform black magic. The instructions written down for the sacrificial offering match up exactly with the acts carried out by Najima.
You've gotta be kidding me. So that sadistic crap he was doing was all for black magic.
That's what the evidence suggests. However, Najima tried to do some type of resurrection ritual, but Iwai had different motives. Chief Inspector, you might think this is all stuff of fantasy, but that doesn't refute that Najima and Iwai were both acting in earnest.
This is batshit insane. You're telling me that Nutjob did all this for some kind of hokey-pokey resurrection? Shit, resurrection.
That means there must have been someone Najima wanted to bring back to life.
Drink water.
Okay.
Damn, that's it. That has to be it. Fucking hell, it all makes sense now.
What is it?
So, about the Najima murders, there's some information that's been kept from the public.
Go on.
When we broke into his house and arrested him, we also found a baby.
A baby?
It was a girl, looked to be about 6 months old, but she was covered in filth. She looked so weak and sickly. We called the medics right away. If we were a second later, I'm sure the girl would have died.
So was Najima the father?
He told us he'd found her under a bridge.
He found her? She was abandoned? She was abandoned. I've heard of parents threatening to leave their child under a bridge as a threat, but to think it really happens. I suppose there were those cases with the dead newborns found stuffed in coin lockers. That's not without precedent. Ooh, the coin locker babies incident.
Whatever the case, we never found out the truth. There's one rumor from back then that I could never get out of my mind.
And it's starting to sound more likely now.
Well, I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard of it. Many believe Nejima's guilty of more crimes than what got him convicted. Back then, a lot of girls went missing.
Yeah, I remember all of that.
Among the high school girls that might have been murdered, or maybe I should say sacrificed, was a girl who was pregnant.
Goodness. That's horrific.
He killed her and dismembered her body. And we thought maybe the baby we found is what he pulled out from inside of her. Don't misunderstand me. This is all speculation on top of more speculation here. But I, for one, never believed that man would just take in a baby he found under a bridge.
I'm feeling sick. Stay strong, ma'am. I know this is hard to hear.
Like I said, don't take that to be the full truth. We were running on speculation back then. Now that this whole resurrection magic has come into play, we should consider the possibility it was his child. And that maybe he was trying to revive whoever the mother might have been. It's just a theory, but my life would be a tad easier if it were true.
That's an interesting thought. If there's anyone Nejima would want to resurrect, a deceased wife is as good a guess as any. The fact that he obtained a curse stone suggests he has an interest in the rite of resurrection.
Damn. You're right. And here I was thinking that he was only after the curse's power to massacre.
Hey, Lenry. Chief Inspector?
Yeah?
What happened to the child?
Without a birth registration on file, best we could do was find the girl some suitable foster parents. It was decided to keep the circumstances secret for the sake of the child's future.
Well, I'm glad she was taken care of. Voice acting so good. Thank you. I'm just fucking around. I'm actually just fucking around. But I'm glad you guys are okay with it. Don't mean to derail the conversation, but there's still more written in Iwai's journal. We know Iwai had managed to obtain the grimoire thanks to the advice he got from his idol, Nejima, while in prison. After conducting research and gathering more information, he determined he had a chance to get rich quick.
Right. He thought he could make some money if he could successfully use rejuvenation magic.
Correct. Turns out someone gave him the idea. And get this. It was the one and only queen and chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps herself, Natsue Yamamori.
Wait, the chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps?
So that's where this leads. Here, let me read what he wrote. The queen of Hihaku's strange fear of growing old. Her fear of death is even worse. If she does die, she wishes to be revived. She will spend whatever it takes to preserve her beauty. Magic, rituals, and rites. She'll use whatever means necessary. Her tenacity is unbelievable. She was apparently investing money into any research on resurrection, the restoration of youth, and the like.
So she would even throw her money at the occult. The places greed will take you. Well then, that brings us to Hideki Araishi. She presumably funded his research into the rite of resurrection as well.
That's what it all points towards. I wouldn't be surprised if the Witch of Hihaku pounced at the rumors of the rite of resurrection.
It's starting to sound likely.
It might also be why she's spreading the rumor about having godly powers. It's a convenient cover for if she becomes young again.
Godly powers? What's that all about?
You can ignore that. Either way, I think Iwai took the payments he was getting for his research to seduce the family into taking him in to keep a low profile. The Shiraishi family, Michio and her mother, Toshiko, were just his unlucky marks. And this is where you get involved. Are you feeling steady, ma'am? Huh? This has something to do with me? What are you talking about? Ma'am, please calm down. Iwai moved in with the Shiraishis to practice his magic. He needed a sacrifice to perform his youth restoration spell, but that meant extracting the life force from someone young. Oh. Wait, I think her kid got kidnapped and was sacrificed. That's fucked up. Screams. I can't scream. That's my voice acting weakness. I can't scream. So it was Iwai, this man. Iwai worshipped Najima, so he must have also despised Najima's detractors. Not to mention he was captured and sent to jail once before. Surely he had a bone to pick with the police. So when he realized he had the chance to both avenge Najima, embarrass the police, and acquire a living sacrifice at the same time? Fuck. You got it. Iwai kidnapped Haruo Ishigima's son and managed to score 3 birds with 1 stone. Damn. Okay, that's wow, the art. You're telling me that that horrid man, he never had the intention of returning my child. Screaming. I thought there might have been a reason why the kidnapper seemed to be mocking the police. He never wanted money. His aim was to humiliate the force. It all makes sense. You must have used Michio to lower your boy's defenses, and then kidnapped him on his way back home. That man, he took Shuichi. Ma'am, please calm down. I understand, but you must remember to breathe. You don't understand. You have absolutely no idea what I'm going through. This isn't a joke. I wouldn't expect the police to understand. You'll never understand. Living sacrifices. What a stupid idea from a stupid little man. Okay, ma'am. Let's just take a moment to breathe. Why don't we get some fresh air? I can't believe this. This is... Puke? I don't know, she's not puking. Then they went all out with her face. That was crazy. That actually was some horror movie type like face. You know, like when they see it, when they get that realization, damn. That was pretty good. Chief, I think it's best we take our leave. But before we go, there's one more important piece of information noted in this journal. Oh? Iwai got in contact with Najima last year, after Najima was released on parole. He provided him with accommodation and financial support. Is that so? He managed to find a hideout for Najima to stay in. Damn it. If anything, rather than use his money to support the Shiraishis, it seems most went to Najima instead. If Najima's lurking around anywhere at the moment, it's probably in that hideout. Did he write where it is? Unfortunately, no. Not that I can tell. Seems Michio knew where it was. She never met with Najima in prison. But she was made to go in and clean up, among other things. What good is that information? The girl's already dead. Wait, no. She's alive. That's right. Michio Shiraishi's alive. You can find her and get her to talk. You can get her to spill the beans on his hideout, too. Investigator, I'm asking you. I should be going. The lady's not well. Damn! It got real crazy. Are you feeling better now that we've gotten some fresh air, man? I'm fine. Suddenly finding out who the kidnapper was really made me lose my wits. We managed to solve the kidnapping case by pure luck here. You're right. But, Victor, I feel grateful towards Michio. Because she killed the kidnapper. There's that too. But it's first something else. If Michio's the one killing all these people, then she must have acquired quite a sizable amount by now. Soul drags, I mean. Hey, Richter? Whether the kidnapper's dead or alive, it doesn't mean a thing. Revenge won't bring my boy back. And if Nejima's planning to cause a massacre to collect soul drags, then all the better. I won't give up. Monka ass. Oh, I'm counting on you. Damn, damn. I want to keep going, but my voice is getting really tired. You know what? I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna call it there. I need a break. And yeah. Wondering if you'd like Escape Academy? What's that? I like puzzle games. I have a reputation of a puzzle god. I am a puzzle god. What is it called? Escape Academy? I'm looking at the Steam page. Kinda looks weak. Seems very low budget. I mean, it's probably okay, but oh yeah, I got this key for a game that's a puzzle game. Although it's for I need to run a campaign for it or some shit. Well, it's not exactly like a campaign, but I need like it's like a sponsor, but not kind of a sponsor. I'm not really getting paid. It's just I got a free key to play the game and have links to it and stuff. So maybe next week I'll play it. But yeah, anyway. I'm gonna call it there, guys. I'm really tired. This was fun. I hope you guys had fun. I know I said I was streaming this today more for myself than for the stream. Because I really want to finish this game. I like this game. It's just I don't trying to push myself to do a stream where I just don't, or just focus on whether or not I enjoy myself. And I guess I'll dedicate one stream where I just do what I want, you know? And this was one of those. Other days, you know, Tekken, RimWorld, all that stuff. I mean, Tekken and RimWorld are fun, but you know, they're not they're more engaging compared to this game for viewers and stuff. So anyway, not gonna go too deep onto talking about random shit. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you guys had fun watching me. do funny voices. I'll be back. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be back maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely Monday. Alright, little chickens. Catch you guys on the flip side. Yeah, we're good. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend.